we pray, kneeling low, hear what we say. Freedom calls in every tone. Faith is built on hearts of stone. Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they cut right through. Real talk for the soul's appeal. Prayers rise up, the wounds they heal. Lift our voices to the sky, a righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down, for the Father wears the crown. Each step brings another fight. Breaking chains, we're seeking light. Voice of power won't be tamed. With His love, we're never shamed. Lift our voices to the sky, a righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down, for the Father wears the crown. From the ashes we shall rise. Hope is found deep in our eyes. Every word a battle cry. With the Father none deny.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys on this fine Tuesday morning. I am your brother Wise. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us today. We got a pretty good show today. Lots to get into. We have the usual prospects in the building. Shout out to Celeste from Celeste_Duffy. We have my sister Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels. We have my sister Mika from the Messy Conservative is in the building. We have my brother Minister Danzel in the building today from Probe Analysis. And we have everybody's favorite Nanny in the building. Nanny takes over the world. I guess she's coming to take over ARP today. So she's in the building with us. We appreciate you guys pulling up. Hit that like button for me. Share the stream. If you are here for the first time, let us know in the chat so we can properly welcome you to the show. We appreciate you guys, man. Once again, happy belated Father's Day to all my fathers, granddads, all those cool folks out there, man, that handle business, and we don't get a whole lot of love and respect. But shout out to you guys, man. I want to make sure that I show you guys some love, man. So happy belated Father's Day to each and every one of you guys out there. Let's get the show started off properly with the verse of the day. Shout out to my brother Hunter coming through. And today's verse, if I'm not mistaken, is out of Isaiah. All righty. And it says here, I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. I will faithfully reward my people's work. I will make an everlasting promise to them. That is Isaiah 61:8. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hunter. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat. Shout out to B. I know she's in the building. Shout out to Dion, Lori, Zeph. Shout out to you guys. What's up, Deb? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you all. What up, Daniel Manning in the building? Appreciate you pulling up this morning as well. What up, Lewis? How's it going, man? What's going on? Wolfhart is in the building. Shout out to you. I believe Professor Sonny is here as well. Thank you guys so much for pulling up. What up, Cindy K? It's good to see you in the chat. We got Steve Edmister in the building. Buffalo is in the building. What's up, Jessica? Aloha to you, sister. Louisiana, New Orleans area is in the building today. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. How you say that? Is that okay? Is that Rena Vegas? Hopefully I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, my apologies. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. I want to let you guys know that today's show is brought to you by the Garden Project. The Garden Project has been a faithful sponsor of the show pretty much all year long. And I just want to let you guys know that today's show is brought to you by the Garden Project. So in a time of division, distraction, and compromise, the Garden Project is uniting believers through scripture, fellowship, and real community action. Every month, members gather for one powerful weekend focused on building authentic Christian relationships and serving local communities through outreach and support. Saturdays are all about fellowship and connection through shared interests, while Sundays are dedicated to faith in action. If you're looking for a stronger Christian community rooted in purpose and truth, learn more today at thegardenproject.com. And if you feel so inclined to join the Garden Project, make sure you go to thegardenproject.com/ARP. All right. Appreciate you, Garden Project, AT. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we're doing over here. We appreciate you guys. Let me get ready to pull my folks up in here and we'll get things kicked off. Again, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. We appreciate you guys supporting what we're doing over here. Shout out to Eric Romine coming through, $2 super chat, says ready for Nanny's takeover ARP. Shout out to Tam G in the building. $2 super chat says, good morning, Brother Wise and panel. God bless y'all. Nanny. Nanny getting the call out. So shout out to Tam G. $2 super chat. Happy Father's Day to the Most High Father God. All right now. Let me get ready to pull my folks up. Let's see who's here and ready to rock. What's up, Minister Danzel? How you doing this morning, brother?
I am doing great, highly favored of the Lord, and I am so grateful to be here once again to stick it to the enemy and drive the enemy crazy. I want to put some of those leftists on life support.
I like the sound of that. Life support leftists. Okay, yeah. I like the sound of that.
I gotta apologize to you. I wasn't able to get that music played on our community day because you had none of your selections were fast. And they were required to play all fast music.
They wanted up tempo.
Yeah, but they loved it. Oh man, they loved it. They're gonna find some use for it. That's for sure.
Understood. All righty. Let me pull up Nanny. What up, Nanny? How you doing?
Hey, doing good, Wise. Thank you so much for having me. I agree with Mr. Danzel. The enemy is under our feet, and we're going to stomp all over him.
I love that. Thank you, Nanny, for pulling up, hanging out with us today.
Nanny.
Thank you.
Nanny's takeover ARP. We appreciate you. What's up, Crystal? How you doing today?
Good morning. Hey, good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. We were just glad in it. I'm so happy that Nanny's on the panel.
Yes.
What?
Wow.
Thank you.
Hey.
Happy to be here.
Hey, chat. Nice to see y'all. As always, I'm so glad to see my dear brothers, Brother Wise, and Denzel.
God bless you.
And happy Father's Day to y'all as well. And
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. And shout out to Papa Baptiste, man. Crystal put on a good old spread for him on the post and stuff. That was nice, man. That was nice. Although she said she didn't represent him well, man. You got to make sure that you get up-to-date pictures with the beard. Hook him up, man. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
I know. He's like, could you please put up I want them to see my beard. I was like, all right, man.
Hook him up, man. Come on now. And, I told you guys on Friday that we would officially have our bubble wrap sister ready to rock. So.
Come on. Oh, yeah. Yes.
We have our sister ready to rock. Okay.
I love it. Wow. I love it.
What's up, Celeste? How you doing today, sister?
I look like I'm in witness protection in that thing. Happy belated Father's Day to you and Minister Denzel. Nanny, welcome.
Thank you, beautiful.
Thank
Denzel
you.
needs somebody to help keep control over here. So we are so happy that you came. Hello,
Thank you.
Crystal, my girl.
See, Les, don't come over here talking trash. You can't start the show off talking trash, okay?
I'm just saying.
We got you bubble wrapped in protection. You can't come in here talking trash now.
I'm not talking trash. This is nothing against you, Wise. I wished you a happy Father's Day. First of all, why are you coming at me? Right. I only been on for 2 minutes. Let's wait.
Lost in translation.
Well, I got to look out for the brothers. It's just Minister Danzo and myself today.
That's
so
right.
We got to hold it down.
Hold it down, y'all. Stay in lockstep, and Crystal and I and Nanny will be watching.
Yep.
What's up, Mika? How you doing this morning, sister?
Mika, yeah.
Good morning. It's already messy. I love it.
What do you think
Happy
about
Father's Day to everybody. Yeah,
what do you think about what do you think about the bubble trap? With the bubble wrap. Come on now.
He called it as a Freudian slip.
Oh, the bubble trap.
See, that's why I said what I said.
The way my sensory functions are set up, I would be sitting there like the whole show. I love it. I love bubble wrap.
Me too.
Yeah, I like popping it, so you don't let me get near her.
And if it makes Mr. and Mrs. Manning happy, I'm all good. I'm all good because they insisted upon it.
Sure did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't remember who sent that to me. Who was it? Might have been Eric. Eric or Lewis, one of the two, but I can't remember which one. I have to look.
And good morning to the chat as well.
Amen.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
Yes.
Shout out to Teddy coming through, $2 super chat, says Nanny.
Thanks,
Nanny getting all the love today. Teddy once again, $2 super chat says, me and the fam enjoying the Banger album on vacation. Oh, shout out to you, Teddy, man. Appreciate that, man.
Amen.
Love that.
Thank you. Well, we got to get things kicked off with The View. This Karmelo Anthony thing, it just will not go away. They discussed it yesterday.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they hadn't really been following this too tough. And I actually also have a clip from Mika's favorite professor, Umar Johnson. He also had some things to say about this particular case as well. I want to play the View clip first, and then we'll get into Umar Johnson, who obviously is full of misinformation. He's obviously had not been covering this at all. And he just, had to quickly find all the wrong information about this particular case and then get on someone's podcast and just be loud and wrong. It's one thing to be wrong. It's another thing to be loud and wrong. And that dude is very loud and very wrong.
Stupid on steroids.
Yeah, seriously. Hit that like button for me. If you guys have anything that you would like to add, obviously super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody that support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you guys so much as well. And for those that supported last week, went over to the ARP merch store, went and got you some merch. We appreciate you guys. It's 25% off until July 31st, 2026. Throw in the coupon code #ARP family. You get 25% off. Anything. Father's Day just happened. So hook somebody up, man. Hook them up. All right. We appreciate you guys, man. Hit that like button. I want to play this clip. Celeste, we'll give you the first word since, I know you're itching to get on the daggone View. We'll give you the first word when we come back.
Story has been, we've been following this, and so now there's new footage that has been released after high school. This story has been, we've been following this, and so now there's new footage that has been released of the moments after high schooler Karmelo Anthony fatally stabbed Austin Metcalf at a Texas track meet in April of 2025. Take a look.
Not alleged, I did. Okay. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
He was sentenced to 35 years in prison, which he's appealing. The case has a lot of people divided. Some people believe that race was a factor in the trial because there were no black jurors. They were all the 3 black jurors that were there were educators, and they were released.
They were struck.
They were struck for that. And some folks think, no, he got a fair trial. But is this a jury of his peers?
I don't think so. And you know, this has been an issue for such a long time in the judicial system where prosecutors use what are called, you know, Batson challenges. And they
explain what that is.
It's a challenge that is used to strike a juror, generally a juror of color, for a race-neutral reason.
Right.
Because you're supposed to have a jury of your.
Yo, Sonny's got to stop lying. Really? The Bastion challenge is used to strike a juror of color. Are you kidding me, man?
Wow. Everything they see through the eyes of race.
She couldn't even explain it properly. Let's just be real. So, listen.
Why do you have to strike a juror of color for race neutral? If it's race neutral, then why the whole thing, it doesn't make sense. This is
because she don't know what she's doing.
And you're not supposed to just strike someone because they're black. And in this case, they gave the reasoning that they're educators and this happened, these were high school students and this happened at a school track meet, so they couldn't be impartial because of that. I don't think that's an appropriate reason.
They might be the best ones too.
Yeah, I don't think it's an appropriate reason to strike black jurors, especially when it's a young black teenager on trial, and especially when that particular area is made up of 10% of an African-American community. So I don't think he got a jury of his peers. So I think
if black people want to have juries of all blacks, how about you commit your crimes in communities that are majority black? How about that?
Wow.
Come on.
They do.
Appeal, there is a legitimate thing, a legitimate reason. I also think we have to look at self-defense here because there seems to be two systems of justice at play in this country. And there have been for a very long time. I was part of the system, so I understand that, and I believe that to be true. In this case, this young man, you heard him say, he put his hands on me, and I told him not to. This, the kid that died, and I have so much empathy for him and his family's loss. That kid was 200 pounds. This kid was 130 pounds. And so,
which is another lie.
No.
They actually pulled up the Karmelo Anthony's, what do they call it? His height, weight, you know, and all that type of stuff that they took from when he played football. They had him listed at, I believe it was like 5'11", 160 or something along those lines is kind of what they had him listed at. They keep trying. He gets smaller and smaller every time they talk about this guy.
The other kid was also taller than he is. He was the only black kid under the tent, and
another lie. Like, how many lies is this lady? Are they going to allow this lady to tell on national TV, man?
A lot.
He was the only black kid under the tent. Really?
I'm waiting for the legal correction, but they used to do that in the past. Remember?
Yeah.
The victim here had his twin brother with him, who was also a very large person. If you don't fear for your life, if you weigh 130 pounds, I weigh 130 pounds. Facing somebody that's 200 pounds, I would be terrified of that. So I don't understand why self-defense was rejected by this jury.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, especially the jury representation. That's what stood out to me. And we know there's plenty of evidence that there's sentencing disparity with people of color. The one thing to me, though, is what is the fair sentence when you take a life? And this is what I'm struggling with, because this is a tragedy across the board. A 17-year-old is dead. A 17-year-old's going to likely spend 35 years in jail. He could appeal at 17. What would you? I'd be curious what you think, because I wrestle with it. If it was, God forbid, anyone in my life, I would think 30 years seems about right. If they said life, I'd say that's too long for a 17-year-old. He could be rehabilitated.
Look, I think 35 years. If there is no self-defense claim, which is an absolute claim to this crime, absolute defense, I think that would be appropriate. But
you can claim anything, though, Sonny. You can claim anything. Anybody can claim anything. I mean, you got to prove that. And the fact that he didn't get on the stand and walk us through how and why he come up with this conclusion that he needed to protect himself in that manner, it's a mute point.
But if you look at other cases, there was the other case where there was a young black kid who was chased by Rick Chow, a store owner, accused of taking water bottles, which he didn't take, the 4 water bottles. He chased that young boy 130 yards, which is half of a football field, and shot him in the back, claiming self-defense. And you know where he is right now? He's at home with his family because he was found not guilty.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cases like that.
If that is self-defense, I don't understand why this isn't.
But when the system fails one time, I don't think we should then say, so then the system should fail.
But they're very similar self-defense.
Well, Sonia, I had a question because I was wondering why the self-defense.
Very similar?
No, they're not.
How did the system fail?
Not at all.
Well, they're also two totally different states with two totally, different interpretations of what self-defense means, what, the crime and the charges. And people also forget that the Rick Chell case had 5 black jurors and his defense lawyer was black.
They didn't forget it.
But why you don't have your liberal glasses on? put those glasses on so you can see right.
Claim didn't work, and I had read that it said you have to use the same amount of force that was brought against you. So if someone pushes you and you push them back, that's self-defense.
That's not the standard because it's not only use but attempted use.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking.
So if you felt your life was in danger and you felt he was going to do more than just push you, and you weigh 130 pounds and you're outweighed by 70 pounds,
so you can use.
You know what? When I looked at this case, though, which to me is just sad every which way. Right? There's two families that are destroyed. There's, Austin Metcalf lost his life. Karmelo Anthony's going to spend at least 17 years in jail. So this is just tragic. But my question is, how did this get to this point, and where the hell were the adults?
Yeah.
These were two 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean,
what I understand is, it is normal for runners to, go under tents.
My kids know runners. You always do that.
And so there was some conversation that he was told to leave, and he was saying,
he had been invited under the tent by a friend.
Yes.
He had been invited. One last thing, I know we're playing the music, but
forgot.
Austin Metcalf's the victim, the deceased. His father went on a podcast and listened to it for yourself, but he called Karmelo Anthony a racial slur, and he also said that the reason that black people weren't on the jury is because black people are unable to hold bias from the trial because they don't know their own fathers, have a bunch of baby mamas running around living off of government assistance. So that is the thing. That's the thinking of the victim's father.
Well, let's not say that.
Celeste, you can go with this wherever you want to go. I have no question for you. These people are ridiculous.
I am currently not on any SSRIs, but another 5 minutes of that, and I might have to be. That was a little bit much to swallow. You're right, Minister Danzel, why they were not buzzing in with legal notes every 30 seconds. I hope the Metcalf family does what Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA did when they had somebody watching and calling in every 2 minutes, and they made them stop and they made them correct the record live on air. People need to get very equipped in doing that and stop allowing these lies to stand. First of all, you don't need to have a all black jury or majority black jury for black people to go to jail. Currently in the prison system, state and federal, between 37 and 40% of the prison population are black individuals. That is from a 13% population. So 13% of the population is producing 37 to 40% of all people in prison in the United States. And if you look at violent offenses, depending upon what state you're in, it is 50 to 60% of all of the violent offenses are black offenders in prison. So you don't have to, we're doing fine with sending people to prison. There is no lack of sending. We are overrepresented in the prison population. So black people can send black people to prison. Non-black people can send black people to prison. What really needs to be focused on is not the color of the jury, but the crime. Why is there such a high level of criminality in one small community? Nobody wants to discuss that. But to me, that is the relevant factor. Because if we could get to the answer of that, we might find out why this unfortunate 17-year-old boy who seemingly and I know this is subjective, had an axe to grind, went under the tent, put his hand on his in his bag, on his knife, and dared anybody to touch him. And somebody went like that, quite possibly. I want to see that video. And he came out and cried and said, I told him not to touch me, and that's why I killed him. That is not proportional, as the unfortunate woman who's talking to, thank you, Mika, Cloudy, hosting, tried to explain a push isn't a push. First of all, the self-defense was never a claim. That was something that was made up on the internet. The legal system was never, ever going to entertain self-defense past the first 5 minutes of the trial because he refused to leave 15 times. You can't say you were afraid, but you refused to leave the scene of the fear. The second thing is he kept telling them, you can't move me. You're not going to move me. I'm not going anywhere. So not only did he refuse to leave, he shows he's not afraid because he's combative. That is not the way people who are in fear. So there was never, ever going to be a claim of self-defense. That was a made-up thing by that race hustler that Crystal likes to talk about, standing next to the family, and blacks and liberals on the internet who wanted a justification where there is none. And they still want a justification where there is none, which is why they're trying to pretend he was running to find an adult. He found an adult, the coach, and tried to knock him down so he could flee. Okay, so no, he was running to find an adult. He was so underweight. He was afraid. He was all of these things that the testimony, even people who testified for the defense, could not corroborate. This is all made up in it, but this is a wonderful case for the American people because it really shows what happens when you run with the narrative. And I still say, I said in the beginning, and I still say they are too slow releasing these transcripts and these videotapes, and they're too murky and they're too blurry, which was why you still have people like Willie D, what's his name? The amazing Lucas, all of these people who can see in the shadows things that did not happen.
Right.
So let's get with some clear footage. See, they could put a lot of this stuff to rest. They could, I note the mistake that was made in the George Floyd trial. Keith Ellison, that radical racist DA in Minneapolis, held the full George Floyd tape for something like 2 months. And they only showed the last part of the tape with Derek Chauvin in the 9 minutes with the knee on the neck. The first 30 minutes of the tape with him in a car by himself with no one touching him and him screaming, I can't breathe. Is it plausible to believe he was dying then?
Yes.
Is it plausible to believe that he was dying while he was alone in the car by himself? The police said, can you please step out of the car? He says no, repeatedly, something like 92 times. I can't breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why didn't they show that? You may have avoided billions of dollars in damage and riots in nearly every city, certainly every blue city in the country, if you had simply showed that first 30 minutes and maybe got a real coroner, because it is, to me, he may have been dying in that car. And this is not to say the knee on the neck didn't accelerate it. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is they created a narrative that inflamed the country. This could happen here. These people are too slow with getting this information out.
Amen.
Yes.
Nanny, we'll give you the next word. What are your thoughts? You can go wherever you'd like to go with it.
Well, I agree with Celeste completely. I mean, especially, with the George Floyd thing, didn't he have drugs that he was getting rid of and he consumed them? Is that something that was proven? Didn't he have the fentanyl in his system?
Yeah, that was proven that it was in his system, but they didn't necessarily say that he took it, all of it, like right beforehand. You know, there's been some allegations out there that was the case, but so we'll say allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. Oh yeah, my husband said say allegedly to everything.
But, I'm allegedly here.
Right. No, they don't put information out because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't do what they want it to do. And with Karmelo Anthony, I'm very sad about the whole thing. His parents said that he went to find the coach because he needed a hug. Now, from what I was told, the coach had to hold him there to keep him there, and he wasn't hugging him. And I'm so very sad about the fact that I believe his parents used him in this whole situation. And my second point is I pray that there is a prison ministry that can reach that kid, because I'm so sad about his eternal soul. And I just really have been praying that he meets somebody real cool in prison and he'll get saved. So.
Well, he's got to want it. That's a want to thing, because people they can come to you and try to give you some game and give you some wisdom and things of that nature, but he's got to want it. And the thing is that to this day, we hadn't heard his parents come out and show any remorse or contrition. We hadn't heard an apology from that side of things, nor had we heard anything. We hadn't heard a word from him. So it starts there. You know, it's hard to give your life to Christ without repentance, right?
Right.
So it starts there. He must repent. Now, I'm not saying he's got to repent to us, you know, but he's got to repent at some point.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to play this clip from Umar Johnson, and it's a clip of Umar Johnson as well as Stephen A. Smith. I want to play this, and then Mika, we'll give you the next word.
And fell onto Karmelo's knife. Austin fell onto Karmelo's knife trying to attack him because the knife is 3.5 inches. The cut was only 2. Loon, if I'm stabbing you, why am I going halfway with a knife blade that's only 3.5 inches? You fell onto my knife.
I heard no evidence of Karmelo Anthony or Austin Metcalf falling into a knife. I heard no evidence of that whatsoever. And there were 21 people, you know, who was considered for the jury. You know, you had your grand jury testimony and all of this other stuff going on. And there was 21 people that were talked to. There were witnesses that were in attendance. Nobody talked about Austin Metcalf falling into a knife. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that comes from. And obviously because of how severe the penalty was, 35 years in prison, we're going to take into account history from an historical perspective, from a racist perspective, and we're not going to be uncomfortable with the discrepancy that exists between somebody like Casey Allison compared to a Karmelo Anthony. I got that part. But that doesn't give us a license to then turn around and to just come up with stuff that might have been, as opposed to listening to the evidence that was actually disseminated and making reaching a conclusion based off of that. Karmelo Anthony was quoted as saying to Austin Metcalf, put your hands on me and find out what's going to happen.
Dr. Umar, the dustiness continues. So here's the thing about Dr. Umar. All right. If there ever was a grifter, it would be Dr. Umar, because for the life of me, most of my life, he has been trying to open this school. I have yet to see it. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I've yet to see it.
Imaginary.
So that tells you right there in itself that he does not respect the quote unquote Black community, as he says. All right. But most liberals are that way. Here's the thing about it. Dr. Umar not only said that, he also said that, you know, it was the, as he calls it, the salsa bunny. All right. It was the salsa bunny and her cousin who allowed this Black young brother to, you know, be put in jail because he wouldn't tell that he was best friends with Karmelo. Now, here's the thing about it. If They were best friends. That has nothing to do with the fact that he actually murdered someone. And the reason why that young man made a distinction between that is because they're trying to make it seem like, well, you know his character, and he's saying, hey, look, my cousin is, with him. So when they're together, yeah, we all hang out. But that has nothing to do with what I saw. And they're expecting people, when they're friends, to go ahead and say, well, yeah, he wouldn't do that. This young man, unfortunately, murdered somebody because he was saying all type of explicits before he even stabbed him. Okay, calling them the P word, saying y'all ain't gonna do nothing, all of this stuff. I've never seen that from somebody who's scared. I absolutely have never seen it. You're either not scared, or you already know you have something that will up the ante to where they can't win no way. So he absolutely knew what he had. Nobody expected him to pull out anything because they're in, what is it called? Frisco? I looked up, the median income. The median income would suggest that these are supposed to be, upper middle class kids who kind of know, how to act, got some sense. You would think that is such. However, that's not what this young man did. And to me, when you pass 2 tents, talking about it was a rainstorm, but you pass 2 tents to go to this 1 tent to sit under it when you already know the culture, it tells me that you were doing that on purpose. Because if it's just about rain, you go sit under any tent that you can find. But it wasn't. But they're constantly trying to use this young man, meaning the friend, as a means to say that's why he was under the tent. Karmelo went under the tent for whatever reason, but let's be clear, he wanted to do what he wanted to do. He made the adjustment to do so by digging in the bag. So to absolutely blame the child that's dead for the child that created the crime is insane, and it's nasty work. When it comes to Sunny Holston, okay, aka Cloudy, when I tell you that woman she should be pulled from the air, because as an attorney, you have the knowledge to look at transcripts. You can get transcripts that everybody else can't. And you're quote unquote a journalist. You can actually go look things up. They did that on purpose, because if you notice the footage started in the opening for The View with, oh, they have a video. They glanced at it. Just flashed at it. They didn't actually play it. They went immediately to a young boy sobbing, knowing the type of emotional draw that will pull, because only people that watch them are women. Okay. The Golden Girls absolutely know what they're doing with that. And when they do that, they know they're going to pull on the emotional component instead of the facts. So they can go ahead and spew lies because nobody's listening to that. They're looking and listening to the emotional components of him crying, saying, he put his hands on me. And put hands on me is what? Because the only time I hear that is, when there are certain women that want to say, well, this man put his hands on you. How? Because it's ambiguous. Did he touch your wrist? Did he do that? Like, what did he do? And that's what they know they're doing by saying and stating certain things, by only playing certain parts. They're building up a case for Karmelo. And it's strategic that they waited until everything was done to where they can take bits and pieces of all these racial components. I'm going to tell you now, the entire cast of The View has no empathy for Austin Metcalf, whether or not you like white people or not. They have no empathy for him strictly because he's white, because of the so-called history that they want to pull on, instead of looking at things case by case. And the last point I will get to is the jury. Any other time, anybody who isn't white is considered a person of color. Now they're all white. The Latinos on the jury, they're white. I think it's some Arabic people on there. They're white. Everybody's considered white now. Yeah, well. Asian. Yeah. They're considered white now. So everybody who isn't black is considered white. And according to Dr. Umar, they're not able to be non-biased, right? When it comes to a black person or a black child. But yet the jurors that were struck were black, and they were not able to be non-biased. Now, I appreciate the honesty instead of getting up on there and lying, like you can be non-biased, but they were not able to do so. And that just goes to show you that there's already a bias in this community that we're not trying to, well, the ones like that, they're not trying to move on. They're trying to get even. It's about getting even. They don't care that that boy is actually a murderer, because if it was an all black jury, black boy, two black boys, they would have easily said that Karmelo should be in jail.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's white, they want to get even. And that's all it's about, just getting even.
Yeah. Minister Denzel, what are your thoughts? Oh, hold up.
Listen. Here's my concern. Two things. One is that black people need to be ashamed of themselves for defending that brother. If before it's all over, he's gonna be Black Panther fighting against the Ku Klux Klan to defend himself. It's just like blacks can do no wrong when they kill a white person. It's just insanity. I didn't hear that a friend of his had invited him to the tent. I didn't hear that. I don't even know if it's true or not. But even if it is true, nothing about what he did justifies what he did to that boy. And any black person who is not stuck on stupid should be able to see that. So to me, it says more about black people who are defending him than it does about anything else. And I feel for the brother. I feel for both families. I thought that his father, the victim's father, may have went overboard by going too deep. And I mean, his pain starts coming out. He starts talking. He should just remain silent, because if he starts talking, he's only going to feed the flame of racial prejudice. So he needs to be very careful about what he allows the public to provoke him to do. You know, it's done. It's over. The best thing you do is be silent and continue to speak that love they were speaking at the beginning. Don't let them provoke him to be crazy.
Minister Denzel, I am in agreement with you. But I do understand where the Metcalf father, I understand where he's coming from. He's been gagged for a year. Mm-hmm. He's had to listen to all types of people say all kinds of crazy things about his kid that is dead and gone in a grave.
Yeah.
And I think when he got on that interview, I'm sure, if you probably talk to him now, I'm sure he probably regrets some of the things that he said. But he was lashing out. And to be honest with you, we've heard worse from others, and I'm not, saying that to, absolve him, from some of the things that he said. But I mean, I understand, especially when you see the craziness that happened outside that daggone courthouse, the witchcraft, the people doing all types of hoodoo and voodoo. They attacked their car, coming and going, like some of the stuff
about his son, his other living son.
Yeah, things that they've said about, exactly. So it's just like,
so watermelon fella, please.
I mean, he is a human. You know what I'm saying? He is a human, and he has feelings as well. So I understand where you're coming from. I do.
No, and I agree with you as far as the human aspect. About my point is that sometimes we as Christians, we miss these great opportunities because we allow our humanity to take over. And I think that his testimony went a lot further had he restrained himself, had somebody else help him to restrain, so that all they would find from him was that positive biblical response. That would have been far more devastating to the enemy than him coming out, allowing his flesh to get control of him. That was my whole point.
No, I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Minister Dan. So Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this, and we're gonna keep it moving.
Okay, I don't want to be long-winded, so I wrote some points. Her new name, thanks to Eric and Mika, is Cloudy Holson. That's her new name. She's Holson. Okay? That's her new name. So Cloudy Holson.
Holson, like with the whole S-I-N?
Like a whole lot of sin in her. A whole lot of sin.
I like it.
Jury of peers. Thank you to, let's start with that. A peer is, and S. Bergen put this, and I agree, someone who is your equal in a group, sharing similar characteristics like age, social standing, rank, or profession, people within your community. Do you remember where they live? They live in Frisco. So that is a jury of their peers because they live in Frisco. If you don't know Frisco, go look up Frisco. I can tell you about Frisco. If you don't know about Allen, I can tell you about Allen. I have people that live over there. he got a jury of his peers. It never said you need to have the jury of the peers needs to all be black. It never said that. I don't understand why y'all don't understand that. So now we're just going to be cherry picking jurors according to their race. Y'all sound absolutely ridiculous. The self-defense claim is ridiculous. I agree with everybody here because that's the same thing I said. When Sonny wants to sit down there, he was afraid. He was afraid. You know what afraid is? If I feel fear, I'm moving.
Yes.
It's not going to be 15 times for you to tell me to move. I am moving because I'm afraid of you. I watched Tatum dissect this yesterday, and y'all, I'm not going to repeat the things that I said on my video. Y'all can check it out. I just did a video on this, but Tatum said he looked at the video. I guess he went in deeper. He said Karmelo came from under the bleachers and came up to get under the tent.
Yeah, he came from the dugout.
So you came up from where you could be covered, because that's what I'm saying. I know because I used to play sports. When it rained, you went under the bleachers. You hid under the bleachers. So you came from under the bleachers to come up there to cause problems, right? Okay. There were no black people under the tent, yet there were black witnesses that actually spoke on both sides against Karmelo. Even his own witness had to say that he was actually the aggressor. His own witness, not the prosecution's witness. His own witness had to admit, no, Karmelo was the aggressor. So again, how are you afraid when you are the aggressor? That the math is not mathing. Then you want to say the teachers should have stayed because they're black. This is exactly why the teachers did not need to stay, because they're black, because you want to use black. This was not the case. And to say teachers, let me explain something to you. I remember going for jury duty. One of the cases I went for, they said, have you ever been, do you have any connection with anyone who has been in a accident because of a drunk driver or has been charged with being a drunk driver? And I said, yes. They didn't even dissect what did I mean by that. They didn't care, because whatever this case was, I could be biased on either side. So they just told me, you're dismissed. You see how that works? So they're a teacher, they're in education, and they can be biased on either side. So no, we're not keeping you, because you may be saying, you know what? This is just a young student. We just got to give them. Or you might be saying, you know what? These children need to know better. Don't know what we're going to get with you, so we're just going to put you out. So it was nothing about race. But Cloudy, who does not want to even speak like a true attorney, this is why it scares me. Some of these people, I feel like, I'm not saying they are, but some of these people, Jasmine Crockett, Sonny, they feel like they purchased their law degree, like for real, because I just don't even understand half the things they be saying. Now, they want to do a case comparison with Rick Chow and Karmelo Anthony. And that is intellectually dishonest, because that's two different states, two different jurors, two different everything, different laws, everything. But you just want to, because you want to put that idea in people's mind. Why didn't you go to the Allison case in Texas, where that was another stabbing issue as well in school? The difference between Case and Allison and Karmelo Anthony is Case and Allison actually had self-defense. He was in a bathroom. He was surrounded by a bunch of people that were beating on him, and he pulled a knife and he stabbed to save himself. There was video proof of him getting beat down. There was people, they were isolated, so there was no teachers that he could run to and ask for assistance. That is what you call self-defense. He was, the way they were beating him, he was not going to survive. That's self-defense. You going someplace you don't belong, then being told 15 times to leave. You come to this event that you know a weapon is not even supposed to be there. That right there, you're the aggressor. To say about the Metcalf father, she did that on purpose because she wanted to put a sour taste in everybody's mind about Jeff Metcalf and Austin Metcalf. And at the end, Whoopi was like, well, it's not the victim. We can't say that's how the victim thought. But she put that out there to make it seem like that is how the victim thinks, and that's how the father thought. That's why she did that. The thing is, Jeff never said he is. He said, what if I said? That is what Jeff said, because he was saying all the things that people have been doing, all the things that people are saying. What if? Let me give you something. What if I give you something that make you go viral? That is what Jeff said. So to sit down here and make it seem like he is racist when he was the one who came and offered the olive branch. And it's really interesting that Sonny didn't say that Jeff Metcalf came to the Karmelo Anthony's family and say, hey, let me extend an olive branch. Even though your son took the life of my son, I want to extend the olive branch because I don't want this to turn into a race issue. I don't want this to, and I can see the movings of it. Let us find peace and let's work through this. You didn't want it because, like Celeste said, that I always say, that you had that race baiting hustler sitting right next to you. In fact, most of the people around you, allegedly, are all criminals. These are all criminals that y'all have around you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to point out the case in Allison case that they both happened in Texas, just different counties, but both happened in Texas. Both stabbings of students, both students lost their lives. Both stabbers went to jail. Kaysen is going for criminal negligence, while Karmelo is going for taking someone's life. The difference is that there was proof of self-defense. I want you to see another difference. You didn't see white people out there protesting and standing up for anything. They didn't do that. They didn't turn this into, because there's a white and a Hispanic young man, they didn't turn this into a race issue. They just let the case play out. It was discussed locally. It was discussed amongst themselves. It didn't become national news because, again, they understand accountability. Somehow the other black people don't like accountability. So you have Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Dr. Umar, and I'm starting to drop that whole doctor part. You have this faux Umar around here saying he fell in the knife. You sound ridiculous. People like you, Jasmine Crockett, Sonny, y'all need to keep your mouth shut because y'all make everybody look bad because you don't even tell the story as is. You just go there and you make up stuff so that you can, again, trigger black people so they can be like, no, it's a race issue. It's a race issue. No, it is a consequences and accountability issue. This young man did what he did. He made those choices. Every step that he made a choice. And that was the choice that he made. So there's consequences for your actions. Learn to accept consequences for your actions. And when our people, the melanated people, learn to start doing that, then you won't have these young people running around here all rampant, feeling like they can do whatever they want to do, and there's no consequences. I grew up understanding there are consequences, but all of y'all on the world stage, the Sunnies, the Umars, the Don Lamones, all the rest of y'all sit there and y'all convince these children that no, as long as it's a white person, as long as it's someone that's not melanated, then we don't have to be accountable. We can do whatever we want. And then when it's somebody that's black, y'all don't even care. Y'all like, go ahead, have a free for all. Look what happened in Chicago. That's it.
You got to add in Thelma Anderson.
Yes.
Was on Voland show. Miss Disbarred. Miss I'm a scammer.
Yep.
Didn't she catch a felony? Yeah.
Got a whole felony scammer.
Yep. All criminals.
Oh man, I'll tell you. We're gonna read some super chats. We'll keep it moving. Shout out to Danielle Manning. Daniel Manning in the building. $5 super chat says, Brother Wise, thank you for bubble wrapping my girl. My wife and I are good now. Shout out to Eric Romine. $2 super chat says she adjusted his weight mid commentary. Yeah. Uncle Darnell in the building. Appreciate you, brother. $10 super chat says, good morning, my lovely ARP panel. Nanny, you wear that spot well. As far as the View, they have never been interested in truth, and they deserve the fate awaiting them. Yes. Yes. How much longer are they going to be on TV? I mean, goodness gracious, man. They make a lot of money.
Goes, they won't have anything to talk about.
Well, they'll turn their attention to whoever the new boogeyman is. Shout out to S. Bergan. $5 super chat says, Piers, someone who is your equal in a group sharing similar characteristics like age, social standing, rank, or profession, nothing about race. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, S. Bergan. Deb coming through with the Aussie $5. Thank you very much. The View has lost relevance. This is engineered rage baiting since the folks being slandered don't have the millions to sue them. Yep. You're absolutely right, man. Appreciate you from down under. Thank you, Steve, coming through with the $2 super chat. Says the View proves you can't fix stupid. Shout out to Phil coming through. $10 super chat says if he was standing his ground or self-defense, why did he leave? Wouldn't he be legally protected to stay and hold his ground against the rest of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that people who have self-defense claims can get on the stand and tell you why they felt the need to defend themselves.
So stand the ground doesn't really work here because it wasn't his ground.
Exactly.
So if someone comes onto your property and you tell them to get off, and you could stand your ground because it is your ground. You have a natural ownership of it. You don't get to walk into someone else's tent and say, this is my ground, so now I can stand on it. That it wasn't his ground. It actually belonged to the school. The school is what insured it and got permitted to be there. It wasn't his ground.
No, you're absolutely right, Celeste. And the other thing too is they're like, well, he was invited. Okay, you were invited by one person and you were told to leave 15 other times after you were invited. That'd be no different if you get invited to someone's home that you don't really know like that, but the owner of the home says, hey man, get up out of here. Doesn't matter that you were invited by another guest. Go ahead, Nanny. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
I got you.
Didn't that young man that supposedly invite him, didn't he say he didn't remember inviting him?
Yeah, and he testified against him as well.
Yeah,
you know.
so yeah, that doesn't fly.
Shout out to T. Paul coming through, $40 super chat says, happy is the man that findeth wisdom and the man that getteth understanding. Proverbs 3:13. I pray for all, stay safe. I pray for all, stay safe. Keep God's light burning. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shout out to Jay Witt coming through, $20 super chat says, bring back Jay Witt to the panel. Great discussion Tuesday, team. Grace and peace. Jay Witt, I've been trying to get you on the show for about a month now. You know, he's too busy for us. You know, he's too busy and big time for us these days. Shout out to Tam G, $5 super chat says, not the Golden Girls. That's an insult to to the real Golden Girls. Just saying. Love you, Mika. My wife loved the daggone Golden Girls. She used to watch that. She was like watching that show all the daggone time.
On television.
Girl, what you talking about?
Best theme song on TV.
I don't care. I was 5 and enjoying it at 5 years old.
I mean, it's still on. I mean, you can still watch it to the day. My wife was watching it for a while. Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through. $10 super chat says, consider this. Austin was a random victim. Karmelo was a catalyst. I believe that drama would have followed Karmelo, whatever tent he sat under, and someone else would have been the victim. I'm there with you, Uncle Darnell. I said this, I don't know the last time I talked about this, maybe a week or so ago, that I think he went there with the thought that somebody is going to get it.
Yep.
Somebody. He didn't even know who, but he's like, the first person that tries me, they're getting it. I personally think that.
I think he's a very angry young man.
Yeah. Shout out to Insurrection coming through. $10 super chat says he had a gag order. Imagine losing your child and you can't speak about it, while the Anthony family making the media rounds and turning the narrative. Any sane person would crash out. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's where I was going with it. Thank you so much, Insurrection, for the $10 super chat. I was going there as well. Imagine that situation. You finally get a chance to speak. I think he just unloaded everything that he had on his mind, on his heart. They just let him go.
But people don't believe that you can turn people racist. And I'm not saying what he said was nice or was correct to say, but after, you can only take but so much. Right. If people are saying all of the history in this country towards Black people make them feel a certain way, you don't think everything you guys have been saying about this man and his child who did nothing wrong to the level of death, then you don't think he feels a certain way. And then y'all invoke race in it. Now, Black people, invoked it. White people went on ahead and accepted it. But at the end of the day, you don't think he feels a certain way about that. So he has all of these thoughts running through his mind, whether he's racist or not, right? And he's like, well, maybe I should say this, maybe I should say that, or maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I shouldn't say that. But once you get to a point, there's a couple of steps in grief where you're sad and then you're angry. And they absolutely understand that. And for Dr. Umar to supposedly be a doctor of psychology, you would understand that.
Doctor of insanity.
He's like doctor of foolishness. That's what it is. Can I just add real quick? And people have to remember this man's family, after what happened to his son, people doxed him, and then they swatted the family. Do y'all understand that?
Multiple times.
Multiple times. And you're calling for the death of his other son. So this man, he has all right to be in this. You know, you would pray that he doesn't, and that's why I call for the community. Pray for him. But I completely understand, because you have sent him to the edge of the cliff. I support Celeste going to the View. I really do.
Yes.
Sarah,
we demand it.
Hold on. Sarah put out to the View, have her and Jeff Metcalf on, and I would love that.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
No.
Shout out to Corey Brown, $5 super chat, says, I'm a black man that lives not that far from Frisco. I've not once felt scared to be in Frisco or Collin County. Karmelo was looking for trouble.
That part.
One of my really good friends, we played Little League baseball together. We grew up, in a not so great part of town, out in Knoxville, way back when. He actually lives in Frisco, black guy, and he loves it there. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, it's a place that you can leave your daggone keys out. You can leave your doors unlocked at your house. Nobody's bothering. That's why, if you recall, I think somebody testified where Austin was like, yo, this is Frisco. You ain't got nothing in that bag. Because they're like, man, nothing happens out here. Nothing happens like this in Frisco, And so, no one believed that, Karmelo had something, in his bag. No one believed that.
No. Can I say this? Do we know anything about the Anthony family before this event? Because every interview I've looked at them on, these people seem like there's, the lights are dim up here.
It is.
I'm listening. I listen to the father talking to her. The mother saying that my son didn't do nothing, nobody. Crying. And they when they tried to talk, it was almost unintelligible. I'm like,
ain't no almost, Celeste. You're giving too much credit. Almost unintelligible. It was unintelligible. I don't think Karmelo Anthony's father put together one coherent sentence in that interview.
I'm like, maybe poor Karmelo may have come from two dim-witted people, which is why all the decisions went completely wrong. When I listened to them talk, I was like, oh, I see how they made these decisions. These people can't think.
No, they can't.
The mother doesn't look like this. Somebody ought to put an electrode and just see if there's some current going in any direction. I didn't see no current sparking off her.
Celeste, you're absolutely right, because I went on a podcast and I said that, and I mean, all of them. Oh, you can't say that. You don't know about this family. You don't know about it. Any other time, you guys can put things together and piece things together. I heard what the mother said. I heard what the father said. I seen how the child react. I can put it together that he probably acts like that because that's what happens in his household. You guys are able to say that the father is racist, so his son is racist. How do you know that? Up until Watermelon fell, he hadn't said anything. Not one thing. So you were able to put that together, but you're not able to put coherently that what that boy is doing is not stoic. It's not reminiscent of a teen boy. No. Actually, what Austin did is usually what boys and men do. And they never do certain things when they're scared, because they understand that there's a level of threat there for men. So for me, when I hear his words, when he was getting ready to stab him, and the words that he was doing when he was crying, it sounds like a mama. It sounds like a woman. It absolutely does.
It was very Mika. It was because when Officer Tatum was playing it yesterday, you hear how he went from calm, to crying,
he's irrational,
and then back to calm. The way he kept switching. Listen, he has issues. I'ma just say that.
I think that whole family needs like
And I just want to clarify for that person,
an advocate to help them, because they don't.
I want to clarify for that person in comments. Stop listening to leftist media. Austin did not bully Karmelo. They didn't even know each other.
They didn't even know each other to be bullied.
They didn't go to the same school. So
Karmelo said he didn't know him.
Exactly. Karmelo said it. Everyone has said it. So to go with that narrative, and this is what happened. A lot of people just took this case and decided we're gonna make up our own version of what happened, and we're gonna we're gonna put it out there. Y'all listen to that P3DO that was saying that Karmelo and there was jump and there was this and that, and then come find out this man was a P3DO that was never even working in the school system, but he has everybody believing that. That's what he said.
But the baby shaker even said that he didn't see none of that on the video.
Yeah.
None of the jumping and things like that.
The baby shaker.
Exactly. Shout out to is that Uncle Oob's cabin? Hopefully I pronounced
Uncle
that right.
Nub's
Or
cabin.
Noobs. What is it?
I would say
Nubs.
Uncle Nub's cabin.
Oh, Uncle Nubs. Okay, got it. $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Jason Willock made a video on his show. Y'all should review it. He mentions how this entire situation is demonic. In Austin, was the child sacrifice.
I could see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we witnessed outside that courthouse, very demonic. Very demonic. What we witnessed outside that courthouse. Shout out to God's Family Home Church. $5 super chat says this proves that Jesus said lawlessness will abound. Love of many grows cold.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll be
I'm
right
just
back.
gonna say this and shut up about it. I knew Black people were toast when I saw the Black Panthers out there, and the leader is a woman.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Shout out to Come Folk CJ coming through. $2 super chat says the Anthonys are originally from Louisiana. Oh yeah. There's some interesting folks from down there in Louisiana for sure. Appreciate you, AT. $2 super chat says that's Minister Baby Shaker to you, ma'am. Appreciate you, brother AT, man. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with the Minister Mind Trust. Let's go.
Thank you, Brother Wise, and welcome to the Minister of Mind Trust. On June 7, 2026, a pastor by the name of Howard Johnson Wesley stepped into his pulpit to deliver a sermon that was apparently intended to inspire his congregation to fight against the Trump administration and all Blacks who supported him against the Democrats. To accomplish this, he used as his text Genesis chapter 38, verses 12 to 28, the story of Joseph's betrayal by his brothers. The problem is that he failed to accurately apply the biblical passage that he was using for his sermon topic, the title of which was, "It Looks Like We Have Been Sold Out." But the truth is that what Joseph's brothers did to him is nothing like what Dr. Howard is claiming Black conservative Christians and non-Democrats have done to the Black people. I was asked to provide a response to his message, but there seems to be little, if any, substance to respond to. I was expecting to have to deal with actual arguments that were accompanied by receipts, but instead, what I heard was all bark and no bite. So here I respond to the barks. He asks his audience to think about their own experiences of betrayal, and then he applies this feeling to the betrayal of Joseph in Genesis chapter 37. He gives a brief background of the story, but while doing so, he falsely describes Joseph as arrogant for not being able to recognize the harm to his brothers being done by him and his father by showing Joseph's favor and giving him a coat of color, and by his wearing it proudly without recognizing or realizing or even apparently caring about how doing so would hurt his brothers. Now, I can assure you that that is not what God's intended lesson was for that history. Not once does Dr. Wesley consider, with all his education, that Joseph was innocent of such pride because he was pure in heart and just accepted what it was, special kindness from his father. He then proceeds to address the family of Joseph who sold him out. He accuses Reuben, without any biblical evidence, of not trying to save Joseph because of what they were doing was wrong, but rather to gain favor with his father if he brought him home safely. Dr. Wesley then applies this misinterpretation to how some Black people will sell you out to gain what he calls proximity to power. He then falsely applies this to Black people whom he accused of rejecting Kamala Harris as a candidate for president because she was a Black woman. Not a word was mentioned by him about her negative traits revealed to us by her earlier run for president and what she displayed during her last run for president that disqualified her, or her BP status being the result of her sex and her color and not her qualifications. But back to Reuben. He says that Reuben thought that gaining proximity to his father would make him equal to his brother Joseph's favor, but nothing in the text indicates this. He said that Black people today who are not on his side think that by working to get proximity to power will make them equal to those in power, but that they are wrong. I think that he seems to have forgotten that not many years ago, his Black icon, Barack Obama, occupied the White House and had the power. He then says Judah was, in his opinion, an example of I've got to get paid for my betrayal example. And it is a shame that his name means praise. When he sold out his brothers for profit, just like some Black people do today. He claimed that they praise God, but they sell you out. They harm you. They turn a blind eye to what is hypocritical and immoral. But again, he gives no examples. He said that they carry the Bible and say that they love God, but openly endorse policies and procedures that hate other people. And again, he gives no examples. So I would ask this particular preacher, is he referring to policies like abortion that devalues unborn babies? Does he refer to legalization or the legalized use of puberty blockers on children and performing transitional operations on youth? Or like putting the needs of illegal immigrants over natural-born American citizens? Interestingly, he carefully avoids including any direct examples of what he is talking about, which proves to me that his goal was to excite and not to inform, expose, or refute. He then says that Christian nationalism is a betrayal of Christianity without ever defining what he means by Christian nationalism. He said it endorses evil using scriptures and again gives no examples. He said it mistreats the poor and foreigner with impunity and again gives no examples to clarify what he means. Does he mean mistreat by insisting that poor people not totally rely on the government to take care of them while they milk the system and play games and party and do other crazy things? Does he mean allowing illegal foreigners to remain in our country and to soak up all of our resources that belong to legal citizens? I don't know, because he never clarifies. He said it ignores the fundamental teachings of Jesus, but again gives no examples. Just which teachings of Jesus is he referring to? The Jesus teaching in Matthew chapter 8, verses 12 to 14, that says that it was the Father's will that no little child should perish? That Jesus teaching? He asked, did destroying DEI give you a raise on your job? And my answer is no. But it did give us satisfaction in knowing that people would have to earn their positions by their knowledge and qualifications rather than their sex and their skin color. And that was reward enough. He asked, did overturning Roe versus Wade lower your health care costs? And I say no, but it did help us to make sure that unaliving babies would be more difficult. And that was reward enough. He asked, did deporting immigrants finally get you that job that you had been waiting for, that immigrant stole from you? Well, no, but deporting illegals does make it accessing those jobs a lot more sure for us as American citizens, and it puts less strain on our economy. He asked, does weakening the Black vote lower your gas prices? And I asked, how was the Black vote weakened? By requiring official ID or official proof of citizenships to vote? by overturning the unconstitutional gerrymandering set up by around the world by the Democrats to win elections and gain seats in the Senate? Just how did this weaken the black vote? Oh, you mean it weakened your party's corruption? Well, no, it did not lower the gas prices, but it did lower our blood pressure, as we did get some relief from the cheating that your party was doing. He said, those who betray you are those who know something is wrong and are too scared to say something about it. You mean like objecting to the claim that a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man? You mean like being silent about unaliving fetuses? You mean like not saying men should be allowed to play in women's sports or go into women's bathrooms, or ignoring ballot harvesting, or paying people to vote, or using non-living people's names on ballots? That kind of silence? Oh, I totally agree with you, my brother. But the problem is that you were the one who was silent about all of that in your message. He ends his sermon by trying to clean up everything that he said, all the mess that he made, by claiming that God told him to forgive others who were black. So I guess we should be grateful that he has found it in his heart to forgive us for not being a part of the black plantation. I close with this scripture reminder. In Matthew chapter 7, verses 5 through 16, Jesus warned, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. You shall know them by their by their fruit. To see the full response to Miss Dr. Wesley, you can check out my Substack at Danzel Monk SR. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Brother Wise.
Welcome back. All right, that was good.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah. Can I say something about John Wesley, Reverend Doctor?
Please, please.
There is not a bigger Christian disgrace on the Eastern Seaboard than him. 2 Easters ago, not last Easter, but the Easter before then, they did a movie on Resurrection Sunday before the church. And at the end of the movie, it was all about the, getting the Palm Sunday, and then his walk, Jesus's walk to Calvary, and his being nailed to the cross. And finally, when they panned up to show who Jesus was at the end, he was, nailed and on the cross. It was George Floyd.
Oh my goodness.
In the sanctuary on Easter Sunday. That is the movie that they produced. That man is a die-in-the-wool Marxist like I have never seen.
I didn't know about that. Wow. That's deep.
That's why you're going to hear, for so many, depart from me. I never knew.
Yeah. Wow. We need to toss him. We need to put him on the early list for Gutter Bunny of the Week.
Come on.
Especially because this is nothing to say that he joined the church with one wife, met a woman in the church, had a baby, and switched wives. I mean,
my goodness, the plot thickens.
Wait, are you serious?
Wow. The plot thickens.
Oh, so he's on that Jamal Bryant trajectory, huh?
Correct.
Don't you think they belong to the same fraternity, don't they?
I don't know what fraternity he's from, but I know a lot of
that wouldn't surprise me.
Wow.
This church is the go-to church in that area. I mean, everybody who's anybody is there on Sunday.
No wonder Roland Martin quoted him.
It's a church for itching ears. That's why.
Wow.
That's what that is.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That is a trip. Let me read some super chats and we'll keep it moving. Shout out to Pisces Gal, $20 super chat, says the parents should have
thought less.
Yeah. Thank you. You read that, Crystal. Go for it.
The parents should have thought less about money and thought more about a better attorney. They should have been there for their son on his sentencing. It goes to show they pimped their son out and discarded him like a piece of scrap. Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
You cannot say nothing about that lady because she's a black woman. And that's the problem.
That is
Could it have been
a lot
one of
why
those
he's
situations?
so angry.
could it have been one of those situations where he's just been a problem child for quite some time?
Correct.
Could that be? And they finally are just like, you know what? I'm tired.
I would say yes, but it was the pimping out that really got me, because like the way they was collecting checks and the fact that they made, like, he went and applied for being destitute now, even for the court, but they're still trying to figure out how to raise money. Like, what are you trying to raise money for?
I think he wants to get away from those parents. They don't mean him any good. And it may not even be intentional. They may not have the intellect to make good. Go, Karmelo, get with some other people. Get with some other
That's
people.
why you keep saying they may not. They don't.
They don't.
Shout out
He
to
gonna be
Eric
with some other
Plummer.
people now.
Yeah, he definitely is. Shout out to Eric Plummer coming through, $5 super chat. ARP family finally got here. Be more in the house. Hey, Eric, did you see your daggone mayor up there rapping Wu-Tang Clan over the weekend?
That was disgusting.
Did you see that?
Who did that?
You didn't see that? Oh, Mayor Scott was up there rapping Wu-Tang Clan.
At the Afran Festival?
You didn't see this weekend. It was him rapping Wu-Tang Clan and Abigail Spanberry over there. Hey, ho, hey. You ain't see all that?
Goodness, man.
This is pandering.
You have no respect for black people.
Just in case nobody knew, this was pandering weekend. That's what.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Well, it was also, like I said, you know, when Celeste was on the Garden Project. What was that?
Right.
That was last week. That was just last week. Like I said, Juneteenth weekend is once again one of the most dangerous weekends to be a black person in America. The amount of people that were shot, that came to the conclusion, of their lives over this past weekend was insane.
It's crazy.
Insane. And then Brandon Johnson out in Chicago. I think one day, they had 22 shootings in one day of the weekend. One day, I think 4 people were unalived, and Brandon Johnson got on TV and said that it was Trump's fault. I said,
oh man,
you can't make this stuff up, man.
Oh, man.
That has erased everything. Now they don't have to. You don't have to do anything.
I don't have to answer for it. I don't have to, do anything. Hey, it's Donald Trump's responsibility. I'm like, well, these people are
and
crazy.
I bet you it works.
And absolutely.
Of course.
Yes,
They're not going to look at the 95 years that they've been under Democratic rule. They're not going to look at that.
Exactly. I mean,
hey, Wise, today is Maryland's primaries.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
We'll be all Democratic when they're done.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Shout out to Tam G, $5 super chat says, driving to work. We'll be listening. Love y'all, my brothers and sisters in Christ. May God bless everyone. Thank you, Tam G. God bless you, sister. Be safe out there on the road. Promoxy, $5 super chat says, Golden Girls best theme song. No. Taxi, WKRP in Cincinnati, the Jeffersons, or Beretta, these kids. Hey, that WKRP in Cincinnati jams. That drum slaps, man.
It was.
Look at Mika like, WKRP, like, what is that?
I'm going to have to offer Cheers up as well.
Cheers was good.
No, Cheers is pretty good, too. Cheers was pretty good.
But I still love Moving On Up.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
That's pretty
What?
good.
That was my
pretty good.
soul.
Some of those words I didn't understand.
Oh, I can do
Beans
it.
don't burn on the grill.
No. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill.
Well, fish does fry, but fish do fry in the kitchen, though.
No, not there.
Well, they saying you
Not on the east side.
Not on the east side, because you got to go outside with that. You don't want your whole house smelling like fish. Come on now, Minister Dan. Come on now.
I got it. I finally got it.
Wise, I got to tell you now, I grew up in a household where nothing was fried in the house.
Wow.
Nothing was fried in the house.
I'm not even mad at that.
Mm-mm.
I'm not mad at that. Well, when you fry in the house, whether it's chicken or fish or whatever, your entire house is going to smell like that.
Yes.
So
That's
you
right.
can take that outside. Take that outside.
I mean,
I will say I do like the heat of the night.
Oh, I love the heat of the night.
Yeah, okay.
Heat of the night. Yes, I used to love that song.
Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through. $5 super chat says, Nanny, you are so soft spoken. I'm used to hearing you in all caps.
Can I defend myself with that?
Go for it. You get it. Hey, this is Nanny's takeover ARP. Go for it.
Okay. In 2005, I had a brain tumor. I had a grapefruit right here.
Wow.
And when they cut it out, it left me with a stupid hand. So it's just easier for me to do all caps. I don't have to deal with doing the capital and, you know, and so that, and I'm sorry, it's hard for people to read sometimes, but
we
I have stupid hands.
Well, it's not hard to read. They just assume that you're yelling at everybody.
because that's the common belief that whenever you use capital that you're yelling. I've done that and gotten accused of that.
But I've told everybody, and I mean, those that run with me in the places that I am, they understand now.
I always thought that an exclamation point made a shout.
No, it's all caps. In the text world nowadays with these youngins, when you're all caps, you're yelling at somebody.
You're yelling. Yeah, I don't mean to. But if I don't have to be fast, then I can do it. But when I'm in modding and stuff, I have to be quick sometimes. So it's just easier for me to do it that way.
It is what it is.
I've gotten used to it. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind you yelling at me. You know.
Thanks.
Shout out to Steve coming through. $5 super chat says Karmelo was a young man crying for attention, and unfortunately, he got it. I don't think it's the type of attention you want. Crystal's Captain Caveman is in the building. $5 super chat says good morning, all.
Look at all those hearts.
Acting up and being messy on her show. Love Crystal. Take on the lies of the witches of the View. And yeah, Mika, I'm a snitch.
He was messy last night, Crystal. I was like, where is Crystal? He was messy.
Shout out to the Garden Project Radio. $5 super chat says, doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good, does it, Mika? They just say stuff from their childhood in antiquity. Is that antiquity or iniquity?
Yeah,
no,
antiquity.
And all you can do is sit there and smile.
First of all, let me do a first of all. First of all, AT is old enough to know the stuff that we're talking about. It's just he never watched TV. So don't be trying to bring it.
Don't say he didn't watch. He wasn't allowed to.
Exactly. You know? Don't be sitting out here talking about we antiquity. Come on now. You know those shows.
And rightly so. Okay, rightly so.
Shout out to Uncle Darnell. $2 super chat says it's all love, sweetie. All right.
Hey, I want to throw in the theme song for Moonstruck too. That Al Jarreau, some walk by day, some walk by night.
No. The best theme song from back in the day is The Love Boat. Everybody knows The Love Boat theme song.
Oh, that's right. We'll be making another.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Look at Mika with her young whippersnapper behind, like, I ain't never heard none of these shows.
Happy Days. Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Happy Days is good.
I learn one a week, okay? And then I go research and I go get my, I pull out my stuff and I start watching. Okay, I'm more heated tonight.
Moonlighting, because people said moonlighting.
It is moonlighting.
Moonlighting, and then they said Different World, and they said y'all can't forget Sanford and Sons now.
No, Sanford Son's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you hear Sanford Son, you know you've heard Sanford Son. You know it. Like when you've heard it.
Different World. Didn't Aretha Franklin do one of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was a Different World.
Different World.
That was good. Yeah, Different World's good. That's old school.
And Martin too. Martin too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shirley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mr. Largy, $10 super chat says, when is the victimhood going to end? If we look at all our counterparts who also have dark segments in their history, they seem to be thriving. This is why skin glorification doesn't matter. Thank you, Mr. Largy. You know what? And I was going to talk about this today, but for whatever reason, I wasn't able to get the article. But there was an article written in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And you guys know, there's been a ton of videos. I've done a few of them, on, people coming over here because of the World Cup, from Europe, so forth and so on. And they're just enamored by the Southern hospitality. Yeah. Well, there was a journalist, if you want to call him that, for the AJC, and decided that this is a good time to tell people where the Southern hospitality comes from. And they said that the Southern hospitality comes from when people up north would go down south. And they would have the, slaves, be on a good behavior, and everybody be on their best behavior, and showing, quote unquote, Southern hospitality and sea, so they could go back and write about how, you know, everybody was just, it was just love down here and everybody loved each other. And they thought that it would made sense to write this article. And I just was trying to get understanding, like, even if that's true, because I had never heard that, especially as someone that grew up in the South, I'd never heard that before. But I'm like, even if that is true, what's the point? Like, was that article written to bring people together, or was it written as another way to say, see, I know these people, you think they're nice, but they're not really nice. This is a facade.
It's just stupid.
They were trying with their propaganda, but they continue to look foolish because it's like no one actually takes y'all seriously at this point.
No, only stupid people do. Only stupid people do.
Europeans are seeing what's going on around here.
Unfortunately, do.
And they love America. They see how everything, they're not studying. And the thing is, I think what they forget when they write these articles and try to paint these pictures, they forget these people are coming from countries that either have socialism, communism, or they're being overrun with a culture that is not does not fare well with their civilization. So there are people that are coming here. They're like, we don't care what y'all got to say. Over here is amazing. We love over here. That's what I keep saying. Listen, put me in office. We will do a foreign exchange program, and we will get rid of all the crazy libs.
I said that last night on the live stream, Crystal. I said I vote for a swap. I would like to take those Brits that came here. I would like to take those Colombians that came over here. You know, all those people. I would swap them for these crazy liberals.
Yes,
100%.
In a heartbeat.
Wise, please send me a copy of that article. That's a slap in the face to decent Southern people who are just good people. That's a slap in the face to them, and they need to be responded to. It's ridiculous.
Because people can't have good manners, because learning how to be raised correctly and have good manners, that has nothing to do with it.
Everything's about race and slavery.
They envy your happiness.
That's exactly what it is.
People who are filled with anxiety.
Yes.
Their wealth is being stolen from them. Their cost of living is being ripped away from them. Their culture is, you know, you look at New York used to have all of this, like Germantown, Chinatown, you know, all the they can't afford to those people have left, and then remember they called them the yuppies came in and all of this. Everything is being stripped from them, and they are angry because their belief is that their liberalism was going to save them from all of it, and it's not saving them from all of it. And they look across the Mason-Dixon line and they see people happily going on about their business and about their life, and they are mad at you for it.
Don't forget their corruption is being shut down too.
Hey, Minister Denzel, I think you should do a response. You know, the article is called "The Southern Hospitality Has a Dark Past. Here's how it rebranded itself." So I'm gonna send it over to you. I'll send it over to you today. You know, it definitely needs to be responded to. But I'm just like, when I'm looking at this, and you know, my homeboy was telling me about it, I'm just like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of this? Seriously.
It's almost like, what was the point of them on Juneteenth reenacting slavery?
That part. That was.
I'm like, it wasn't the point. Okay.
Yes.
I'm so glad I missed that. I missed that.
Celeste,
I just saw a few clips.
They did a fashion show of the slavery, and then both of them had to be in Georgia, right? And the other one, they were picking cotton, but not picking cotton. I'm gonna send. I have the link sitting right here. I'll send it to you.
Let me say, if for some reason we have to go back to slavery, I already know the job I want to do. I want to be the girl that walks in the fields, that carries the cool dip of water.
Oh Lord! Yeah. Get out of here!
That's my job. I can do that successfully. Okay.
What y'all don't understand is that, you know, if that ever comes a time to go back to slavery, it would be 99% of Americans enslaved, which is ultimately what they want. They want everybody in bondage. Everybody.
And the worker bees.
They want everybody.
Which is what they have, though.
I will get you a cool dip of water.
But why? That's what they have. That's why the women were allowed to enter the workforce. That's why, honestly, you know, they didn't mind Black people entering, you know, the majority, the ones that came over as slaves. money than
you're right.
hiding.
You're right. And that's why they're encouraging you. Hey, put yourself. Go. Yeah, you need to purchase a house. You need to go $300,000 in debt for student loans.
Yeah.
And at that point, they know they got you in perpetuity. At that point, now you
get a car and go to school too, right?
You're right. Yeah, we got to keep selling you. Hey, I know your car is paid for, but don't you want this new $100,000 Tahoe? I know you want it.
I mean, wow, when you look around, like slavery costs money. Like I gotta feed you, I gotta clothe you, I gotta house you. How can I get you to give me the money? Yeah, it makes sense. And that's why I don't understand why people aren't thinking about this stuff logically.
Amen.
No, you're right.
Help, Lord.
Shout out to Pisces Gal coming through. $2 super chat says, I just want to say to you ladies are beautiful. All right, now. Pisces
Thank
Gal.
you. Another
love. Thank you, Eric Plummer. $2 super chat says, I miss Let's Go Brandon being the boy major. Boy mayor. Yeah, shout out to Madam Vanderstelt coming through. $2 super chat says, gotta schedule a sesh of ARP karaoke, please. Maybe when we put on the ARP live show, we get together. Maybe we'll do some we'll get Celeste and Crystal up there singing.
Amen.
I know Minister Danzo will come down and sing for us.
Yeah, I'll have some fun. Yeah.
Shout out to Eric Remind coming through. $5 super chat says, Caveman, I need to send you an application to court my crystal. Shipping, handling, and application fees may apply. Shout out to AT over at the Garden Project Radio. $5 super chat says, hashtag Captain Crystal. Hashtag baby cakes, hashtag nanny stay yelling, hashtag Minister D for NYC, hashtag age discrimination, hashtag the ass backwards way to move forward, hashtag no more
babies. We're gonna have to get one.
Really? Really?
You know you want that cash advance. You want that cash advance, you better file.
You just lost AT. You just lost AT. He just signed off.
Hey, he does 20% better than a lot of rappers.
He does good, yeah.
Because he said, you know you want.
Y'all are terrible.
You got that, Celeste. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, shout out to Victoria. $2 super chat says, save me from Virginia, somebody.
We'll scoop you up too. We'll scoop you up.
When we get Minister Danzel, look for the list.
Put him on the list.
Maxwell coming through. $5 super chat says, don't do any crimes. Ish or dirt around Mika. Her nickname is Amika, and I'm telling.
Y'all know it. I'm snitching. I'm telling.
Shout out to Mad Peace. $5 super chat says, I pray Jesus touches and renews the hearts and hysterical minds of the left Dems because he is the only sure cure for the lame. Go touch some grass. Oh man, appreciate that, brother.
True, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dylan McClung coming through. The $10 super chat says AT is over there wanting that cash advance.
Yes.
You know you
he
want
does.
that cash advance. You want that cash advance, you better file.
You want that?
It's the
Cash advance.
Oh, honey, now I'm on that little step at the end. That little knee up at the end.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are a trip, yo. Y'all are a trip.
Whoops.
No, you know what?
He's still with us.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
That's right, AT. Fight back.
I don't know if y'all saw this video out of Atlanta, but this brother, he bought him a brand new car, and the unfortunate happened to him. The fatigue is very, very real. The fatigue is very real. I want to play this for you, and then Crystal, we'll give you the first word since you are our resident AT alien.
Yay.
Oh, I'm so sick and tired of being in Atlanta. Like, I was literally, I only been working 4 hours to my new job, new location. And look, check this out. getting in my car. You know what I'm saying? Been getting in my car and stuff. Whoop, whoop. Must be the battery. Must be the battery. You think it's the battery? Nah. Let me show you something. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Look, check this out. They took my engine.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, man.
They took the engine.
That's sad.
And it took them 4 hours to do so. I'm not even mad, bro. I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed. How they do this shit, bro? Like the black man just want to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you could have just took the damn car and left me the engine, but you took the motherfucking engine.
Everyone knows crime is an issue in Atlanta, but let's just take a look at the demographics here. About 48% of the population is black, but they do make up about 90% of arrests for violent crime. And if we go down here and we look at some more types of crime, like vehicle crime, well, they're over 60% of motor vehicle thefts and larceny thefts. So you're looking at over 60%, and they are also disproportionate in burglaries. So there may be an issue here.
That's just racist.
You understand how trifling and lazy you have to be to do something like this?
Extremely.
No kid. Oh my
Extremely.
gosh.
Extremely.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh no.
Couldn't even knock on the door.
Jeff Bezos fired her.
She took the picture, didn't she?
Look at the tracks.
And then she going back up.
Right on the land. That's a
And
shame.
I have a friend that works for crime, and that's not allowed.
Amazing.
They can't even back out of a circle drive. They
That's
have
a
to
shame.
drive forward.
That is a shame.
That is trifling.
When you look into the hidden rules among social classes, the ruling class considers poor people the foolish class. They made up their mind and said, these people are uncivilized savages whose intellectual capacity requires them to be exploited. And that's why they're feeding everybody Dean the Great, Adrian Broner, people twerking on top of cars, twerking at funerals, spazzing out over Knicks games. So this creates a communication barrier between the two. Why do people in our community reject knowledge?
When you look at the spending power of Black Americans, I think billions is spent on sneakers and just, billions is just spent on nonsense each year. And this is a yearly accumulation. So it's like Black people would just set their attention on non-materialistic things. We could probably have a Wall Street, or we could probably have an economic state where Black people can actually grow and learn. But our attention is always focused on ignorance and just self-gratifying entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That we can never just focus our attention on the priorities. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
I just sent you an email that you can add to this in a second. But in the word, the Lord said that you fought against wisdom, you fought against the truth, you fought against the light, and then he leaves you in your reprobate mind. And what you see is pure reprobate mind in this community. It is, it's so crazy. And listen, y'all, I love all of my melanin. Like, I feel like my daddy always makes this joke. He's like, the Lord said, you know what? My daddy's nickname is Wild West. Wild West, I'm gonna make you chocolate because I'm gonna give you some extra spice. Like, my daddy's cute with that stuff. And I was like, you know what, you're right, Daddy. The Lord made me like this because he knew for my extra spice, he needed me to look like this. Okay. But there's moments where I wish I didn't have to be associated with this community. I felt it so much in the last few weeks as with the Karmelo Anthony, or whenever I stand up on truth, and a lot of I have fatigue because these people are bringing their ignorance. I sent this to Brother Wise. You can put it back up, Brother Wise.
Put it back up. Okay.
Yeah. I sent this image to Brother Wise because one of the ladies that I know here in Atlanta sent me this this graphic. The bottom line is all of the Black women that are leading in Atlanta. They have they are the politicians across Atlanta. The top line are all the Black women that they're trying to get into office now. So then you would literally have all of these Black women that you see here leading Atlanta, Georgia. This is what would happen. You would have leading Atlanta, Georgia, forget Atlanta, leading Georgia, because the first picture is the lady who's running for governor. Y'all have to understand, the Lord said that it is a curse when the children are oppressing the nation and women are leading. You literally have all these women and they're vying for these positions. Now, mind you, just about everybody in the bottom row have offices right now. They're leading, they're in charge. Yet the crime is ridiculous. The lady in the first picture is Keisha Lance Bottoms. She was the mayor of Atlanta. Crime was running rampant. It was atrocious while she was in office. Now you explain to me, why, if you fail and ran away as a mayor, would anybody want to promote you to a governor? If you can't handle a city, how are you going to handle a state? But people it makes sense to them because they're like, we want to let the Black women lead, let the Black women lead. Y'all must have missed the part where the Lord says women leading like that is actually a curse. That is, like, I'm not making this up. This is scripture. When children are oppressing and women are leading, that is a curse. That is not progress. I don't know why y'all think that is progress. And I know y'all like, Crystal, are you being a pick me? No, I'm telling you what the Lord says. There's nothing, the Lord will pick women that he wants them to do stuff and lead. But that is when the Lord picks somebody. That's very different than you just picking up and trying to, let Black women speak, let Black women lead. No, because you can't even do your job right. I am so tired, and I see Dion in the comments said the same thing. Sometimes you just be like, Lord, I don't want to be associated with these people. I really don't. I want to be, I said it last night, like Brother Wise, I forget sliding the black card over. I took the black card, I incinerated it. Look, it is done. It doesn't exist. I want no parts of these people because they're evil. And the reason that they're evil is exactly what I've been saying all along. All of you took your eyes off of God and put it onto ancestry and African spiritualism. Y'all brought in hoodoo and voodoo and witchcraft and all. The Lord is like, okay, this is what y'all want. Then you're going to get what you want. And understand what you want is going to give you your reprobate mind. That is why
real.
That is why you can't even look at a situation like Karmelo and say, right is right, wrong is wrong. You can't even say that. You can't say all of these children running around the streets, jumping in cars, twerking like they don't have the good sense that God gave them. You can't even say that's wrong. Brandon Johnson says, if you call it a teen takeover mob, it's racist. Why is it racist? That's literally what they're doing. That is literally what they're doing. And I really wish Black people, and I'm talking about the ones that have common sense, would stand up and speak the truth, because you are complicit in what is going on. I know you think, well, that's not my thing, but you are protecting, as we always say, it's like 1%, 2% of the Black population is acting like this. But the 1 to 2%, they are taking over, and the ones who are doing right, that are working hard, that are standing for the Lord, that's doing the things, being proper citizens here in America, you say nothing. So you are just bad, probably even worse, because you keep your mouth shut and you allow this stuff to keep going on and on and on and on. And you're allowing every generation to keep getting worse, because that's what we're seeing. You think when I was a kid, I could be disrespectful to any teachers? The way my father and my mother would have rolled up in that school and disciplined me at school. They weren't waiting until I get home. I was going to be disciplined at school.
That's right.
But y'all, we went from a time where parents and teachers work together to now the parents are teaming up with the kids and going against the teachers. These children have no respect for authority. They have no respect for anybody. And that is because of all of you that sat there and allowed this to happen. You didn't do your part. And the Lord said, you know what? Like he told Israel, this is what you want. This is what you're going to have. You may not like it, but this is what you fought for. So be in your reprobate mind. I'm telling y'all, turn back to God. Go into 2 Chronicles 7:14. Turn back to God. And the last thing, any of my Georgia residents, you better not put that line of Black women in charge. Because as I told Brother Wise, I'll be in the next thing smoking right up out of Georgia. I'm not staying here in that foolishness, because this state, this city has a spirit over it. It has a spirit over it. I'm not gonna lie, it has a dark spirit over it. Thank God for the lights like Pastor Turnbow and Pastor Mitchell in 2819 and Lionheart and the other churches that are standing up in truth. But it is a heavy, dark, evil spirit that is over this state specifically. And you put these women up there, you have just invited Jezebel to fully take over this state.
Minister Denzel?
Hey, listen, all I can say is that this is not something that's new. It's been around for a long time. We've been dealing with this for a long time. And I think we have our work cut out for us. It's not enough to say that we're not a part of them. We need to make that clear by the way we represent and way we speak up, because they're not going to speak up for us. Our actions and our character. We have to stop letting the media put us in the same category. These are not, see, this what's going on has nothing to do with skin color. This is character. This is spiritual depravity. And we need to keep it there. Because the media will try to spin it as a Black thing. It's not a Black thing. These are just Black people who are acting stupid, and we need to keep it there. And so I don't feel I have to tell anybody that I'm not one of them. If you can't tell I'm not one of them by the way I act, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm not living enough. I'm not living enough. And Sister Nanny, and when you get your turn to speak, please understand that you can say what you need to say here. Your ethnicity is irrelevant. Speak your mind, sis.
Well, I did want to follow what Crystal said. There's no consequences.
There you go.
And when there's consequences, they fall in line. I just saw a video of a young lady who lost her diploma at university because of how she acted on stage, twerking and doing flips and doing the splits. They withheld her diploma.
Good.
That's a consequence. And if there were more consequences, there would be maybe more people falling in line.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
No, I agree. 1000%. I agree. The fact that the brother came outside and they stole his motor. Come on, y'all stole his motor?
Oh my goodness.
But that's Atlanta for you. Like, if you're riding one of those Chevys, and it has one of the big motors in it, or the one of those Hellcats or something along those lines that had that big motor, hey, they will steal your car. And nowadays they're showing that, hey, we don't even need your car no more. We just want the motor, so we'll just take the motor.
But what concerned me, Brother Wise, is that he didn't even seem to mind. He was like justified almost, right?
He has insurance.
Because you become, I'll just say this real quick, Minister Denzel, because after a while, some of these people just become numb. You become numb.
Just numb and immune to the foolery.
Yes.
They know what time it is. They know what time it is down there. They do. Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead, Celeste.
I think that it's to a certain extent it's funny, but there are some real consequences, as Nanny says, that are coming out of this fatigue and even this Karmelo Anthony case, and that is slowly but surely there is a conversation about segregation that is emerging from this. People are saying that they want to separate. Now, we haven't quite gotten to the point where people are saying separate with who and where and whatever, but there is a general tiredness of wanting of not wanting to subject yourself to these people and then have to be subjected to the consequences of their activity, like this gentleman who had his motor removed. Now, I'm looking at this, and like Minister Denzel says, if you don't know that I'm not like them, well, you and I, we may know that, but people who don't know us,
they don't know.
Right.
That's right.
We're going to have to either do one of two things. And then I'm speaking specifically to Black people in Nanny. We are going to have to do one or two things. And that is, these people are going to have to be outright denounced, or or you're going to have to go over there with them, because this ability to, kind of ride the fence and kind of take up for this behavior in one sense, but not in that sense. Look, the society is becoming irritated.
Yep.
Right now they're fatigued, but if they should become irritated, at that point, irritation requires action. That means something is, but you have to stop what's bugging you. Fatigue, no, but irritation does. And the society is becoming irritated because we have a group of miscreants among us who, like Nanny said, for which there rarely are sufficient, even when there are consequences, there are insufficient consequences.
Right.
Nobody can discuss why they are that way, so we can make no remedy. We can't say, why is 13% of the population committing, what did I say? 75% of the, 50, 60 of the violent crimes. That's way overrepresented. Is that a cultural thing? Well, you could take care of that if that's a culture, but if you can't talk about it, you can't take care of any of it. So we're all supposed to just be subjected and just be victim to these people who, have been given all the grace by our overlords that they are the untouchables. Nobody can say anything to them. Nobody can say anything about them. That is not going to work. We saw what happened yesterday. The Prime Minister of London stepped down. Okay, this is from the will of the people was so strong that he could not maintain his seat. The will of the people in this case, if this stuff continues, and people keep seeing you little stuff like riding on their grass, and that grass looked like it had just been cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got a budget where you pay somebody to cut your grass. For someone to mark it up, that impoverishes you. That means you got to pay somebody to come back and fix it. When you steal somebody's engine, do you know what that does to their insurance? I'm not going to use anybody by example. I'm not saying they look like me or sound like me or are me. But when that person moved from a blue state to a red state where they currently live, the insurance went down by like $7,000. That's what it costs to live in these places, because car thefts and carjackings were so high that to insure your car to sit on the side of the street there costs $7,000 more than to park your car in your driveway somewhere else. That impoverishes people. Do you know what? If a person were able to invest $7,000 a year into their retirement, or maybe into some income generating venture like rental housing, or there are a million things that people can do for themselves if you're not impoverishing them. So between the miscreants in the government, nobody can ever get ahead, and people are getting sick of that, and they're about to become irritated. And I'll just let you all know, family, friends, loved ones, I'm going to miss you when I'm over there. Okay.
Celeste, I definitely appreciate your sentiment. I think, was it Thursday or Friday, we were talking about the pastors, and there's not enough pastors out here, speaking against this type of behavior. And lo and behold, my prayers were answered, because G. Craig Lewis on Saturday,
I heard
he went off and went in. He went in. Oh my goodness. So much so I'm watching, and I was like, you know what? I have to do a reaction to this video. I have to get this out there to the masses.
That was a good video you had, Wise.
I gotta get this out to the masses, because I'm like, finally, you have someone who is willing to say what a lot of these folks are afraid to say. They're afraid. They're afraid to say the things that man said. And he did it with love. He didn't do it, with vitriol. He said what needed to be said, but he said it with love. And he used the scriptures, to back it up. And I appreciated it 1000%. If you hadn't watched it already, please take the time to go and watch it. You can watch mine. The original link is in that video as well. Phenomenal. Miss Mika, we'll give you the next one.
Well, the first thing I want to say is when I saw that car video with the engine, I thought it was Baltimore. I'm not gonna lie. I have experienced
That
car
does
parts
happen in
being
Baltimore.
taken
It
in
does
Baltimore.
happen.
You go into the store, you come back, and it's not there. So that's what I thought. But here's the thing. For Father's Day, I posted a picture and told everybody Happy Father's Day. You would think people would just say, "Oh, it's a child and a father." No. The first thing, and it, probably because I'm conservative, was, "Oh, so you're not all black, so you can't talk about black people." And that goes to the point of the mindset of not wanting to be held accountable. So, because I'm whatever racial makeup, I can't speak about what you're doing that affects everyone as a whole in America. And that is the mindset, period. I'm going to find a way for you to make sure that you can't correct me, whether it's via race, whether it's via economic status, whatever it is that I can go and do, that's what they do. And that is why you can't, that's one of the reasons why you can't say anything. But the other thing is, when you look at it, it is culture, right? By growing up in the household that I did grow up in, I didn't look at it by things by race. I looked at it by where people were actually from, right? So DC is a melting pot to where you could literally be in $1 million home and you go 2 blocks and boom, there's something else. Okay. So with that being said, our schools were very diverse, people from different, economic backgrounds. So when I would have issues with something, I would look at it from where somebody was from and the mindset there. But a lot of people on both sides are not in diverse areas like that, right? And especially a lot of black people. They're not living amongst white people. So they're being told what white people are, how white people are this, that, and the third. And then you have, of course, classism, right? You have the different classes of people. And to me, that is what is the actual issue here, because with a certain economic footing, you have different things that you're going to be involved in. You have, your children are usually, raised a certain way, things like that. I think liberalism wants you to, accept things that would normally come along with people that may not be in the best economic footing. But if you look at even the history of America, people that were poor, yes, had, some of those degenerate things, but a lot of them wanted to be decent people. Right? They wanted to get out of where they are. The people today do not want to get out of where they are. The people today do not
They love
care
it.
about whether whether they're seen a certain way, whether they don't care. It's all respectability politics. You can't tell me not to wear a bonnet, can't tell me not to go outside my pajamas, can't tell me not to do, you can't tell me nothing. Okay. You can't tell me to come up out of tent. You can't tell me nothing. And that is hurting everybody, including the people that look like them. So this whole culture of the cars, the lady driving on the lawn, all of that is the same culture. Is the you can't tell me nothing because I said so. And that goes all the way up into politics. What Crystal put up there, that's already here in DC. We have a socialist lady that's getting ready to be, the mayor. You had Mayor Bowser. You had women have been running the police department. They're running the police department into the ground. The morale is low. It's all a part of that same culture. You can't tell me anything, and I do what I want, and it's affecting everybody, every race. And the only group of people that seem to be okay with it is the group of people that have that aren't adding anything to society. So if you ask me, separation is going to be by values and of course by actual, class, because there are some people that just don't want to recognize that this actually hurts families. This actually hurts the individuals trying to make a way. So me personally, I don't mind separating myself, which is why I say if you're in my neighborhood and you look a certain way, I am going to call the police because I have a certain class and a certain group of people that I want to protect. The people in my neighborhood are very diverse, different races, all of that. But the thing about it is we have a certain mindset. We care about each other's lawn. We care about our neighbors. We care about each other's kids. People coming in trying to do stuff, they don't care about that. And that is what I am seeing right now. That is the heart of everything that's going on. These people don't care. And that has nothing to do with race.
No,
I
you're
think that
absolutely right there.
separation is fine for getting away from the crazy, but we have got to, while we're separated, make sure that we're involved with politics and everything we can to destroy their ability to wreck everything. Because when you leave people like that alone, they just expand and they'll look for more territory to conquer. We have to shut these fools down. We have to get into power. I mean, Sister Chris was talking about all of those women in was it in Georgia that are running for office. It's ridiculous. Not only that, but where are all the conservative political leaders? Why are they losing? Why are the socialists winning all of these elections? I know some of it is corruption, but still, we need to shut that corruption down and start running for office and winning these elections and start making a difference in these communities. Otherwise, every place is going to be like this.
Can I just tell you why? Can I just tell you why? I said this last night. I really feel like, I know people say the poll tax and the testing. No, I really think people need to take a test to be able to vote. I'm sorry. Because if you can't read the word extraordinary or nonchalant, you should not be running for. You should not be. If you can't figure out to drive up a driveway instead of driving across somebody's lawn, you should not be able to vote. And if you really look at it, the people, because these people who they can't read, they can't do math, they can't do anything, but they want to be deciding on policies. That means they're not reading.
You don't know how to spell it.
Crystal, they're not deciding on policy because they don't know any policies.
So what are they doing instead? They're doing what we call popularity contests. That's literally what they're doing. So if they think I like how this person dressed, or for most, it's here in Atlanta, it's crazy. It's black women. We want all black women to win. You don't care. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. We want all black Democrat women to win. We don't care what you stand for, because if you're a black conservative, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
They don't want to hear a word you have to say.
They want the black Democrat to win. So I honestly, listen, I know people be like, Crystal, that seems racist. That ain't racist. That's reality, because y'all can't read. So you shouldn't be voting on nothing.
Listen, their base is rabid. They are getting elected because this idea of the John Kennedy Democrat and the moderate Democrat, they won't even fund the DNC. The DNC is broke because they're funding these left-wing radical Democrat socialist candidates directly. They are funding them directly. So they're sidestepping the whole Democrat apparatus, the whole Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer machine. That is gone. These people have found people to back them, give them money, and they are taking over in blue.
Scary, man.
No, there definitely are. No, you're absolutely right there. And the separation is actually happening because you're seeing smart people say, you know what, this doesn't make sense to stay in these areas. I'm getting out of here. So we're almost to an extent kind of self-separating because we do have that ability here in America, which I think is different than some of the other nations. Because, in Europe, if you don't like what's going on in England, you can't just move to France. Like, you can't just move to Portugal or Spain. Nope. There's a process you got to go through to move, which here, which is, different here in our country, is that you don't like what's going on in New York, you can pack up and leave. And you're not gonna have a problem getting a job, in the next state that you move to, so forth and so on. You're not gonna have that problem. But we to an extent, we are self we're self-separating. We're doing it on. It's starting to happen. Although you got a few holdouts like yourself, Minister Danzel, and you know, Mika out there.
Yeah.
There's a few holdouts that are hoping for the best. But
I moved all the way down to the end. I'm trying.
I'm just making a point about the danger of separation. When you separate all the good people in one place and put the bad people in one place, those bad people are going to find ways to attack you. They're not going to be satisfied where they are. And I think that if we could figure out ways to win back our communities, rather than leaving them all to these crazy people and let them accumulate their power and their control and their strategies, because they ain't gonna leave you alone. They're not going to leave you alone. That's just their mentality. That's their deprived mentality. We got to win where we are. We got to figure out to get.
But there's no way of us doing that. It has to be God, because these people are reprobate.
But He does it through us.
They're not lost. You see, like I said, they're saved, unsaved, and then they're saved, lost, and then reprobate. The lost, you can still work with the lost.
That's right.
So reprobate, and this is why only God can fix this, because these people are truly reprobate. And to what Celeste was talking about, the Democrat socialists, if you notice, Democrat socialists are not attacking the conservatives. They are eating the Democrats alive.
Yes, they
That's
are.
what people are not realizing. And the Democrats, the moderate Democrats, they're not even fighting back. They're allowing themselves to be eaten alive by the Democrat socialists. And then you have a generation, these new generations, these gentle parenting generations, these you don't need to work for anything, everybody gets a trophy. They don't believe in the American dream. They don't believe in working hard. They want everything handed to them. So the Democrat socialists, their agenda sounds real good to them, because all they hear is we get free stuff. They're just going to take it to us. And we're good. So this is what we're living in. And the thing is, they don't understand, like Wise says, there are times where people, when they finish school, they need to go out into the Peace Corps, into the military, because when you go and live in and stay in some of these places and see what communism and socialism look like, then probably you won't be sitting here fighting for that foolishness. But because you don't know what it looks like, and you hear they make it sound so pretty, you're like, I want that. And these are the people that have reached into our voting block. That's a problem.
And we don't have
people need to not just the socialism, communism aspect of things. How about just what real poverty looks like?
Exactly.
You know, you go into some places, especially, I mean, you don't have to travel too far. You know, you can go into the Caribbean, you can go down in Central America, and you can see that there's a difference between the have and have nots in most countries. And those that have it, they got it. And those that don't, they really don't have it. Yeah.
That's why the Europeans are over here going so crazy.
Yeah.
Because what they are really marveling at is the lifestyle of the average American. Nobody's surprised the rich are having a fantastic time. What they can't imagine is that the working class is having a fantastic time in America. The working class gets a glass this size with ice. The working class can go to a restaurant where they're giving you free chip and dip, and the Mexican restaurant before you sit down. The working class,
the free rolls.
The wife has a car and the husband has a truck. The working class in America has an oven that can fit 4 large pans at one time and cook, plus a microwave and a pantry. This is what the regular working paycheck to paycheck American has, is what they dream of.
Yep. Absolutely. Celeste, you are absolutely correct there. You're absolutely correct. And that's what they just can't wrap their brains around. They can't wrap their brains around the fact that, hey, it's not the 1% that has even those, on the lower end of that, they got everything, air fryers and all the best game systems and the J's, and we got it all. We have it all here. And they're just like, wait, everybody? That's why I tell people, and we've been talking about this on this channel, I'm like, when they talk about the 1%, I'm like, yo, if you are an American citizen, you are the 1%.
Amen.
If you live in this country, even if you are what would be considered, at poverty for us in the United States of America, is still fairly wealthy around the world.
It is.
Oh, yes.
It is.
No doubt.
Yes.
Read some super chats. We'll keep it moving. Uncle Darnell, $10 super chat, says, what a shame is this? What a shame. Hopefully, I think he said that. Is that right? Is that right? What a shame. What a shame is this? So much effort, planning, and thought put into committing crimes that when put into productive and moral acts would be so beneficial to society. You know, Uncle Darnell, I was thinking the same. I was like, yo, if that brother, whoever stole that daggone engine, if he can just steal an engine, you know what I'm saying, right out of a car, can you imagine the type of mechanic this individual is? If they can, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they can open up your daggone hood, take your engine in the span of 4 hours, meaning they probably got it out of there within 2.5 hours.
Yep.
You know, what kind of mechanic is this person?
Productive, man. Yep. But they don't want to be.
Seriously. Shout out to Captain Caveman. $10 super chat says, Trump have been a blessing. He has become the spectacles on my eyes, exposing the stupidity of those I consider intellectual friends in my circle. And now that circle is as small as a dot.
And getting smaller.
True, Captain.
And getting smaller.
And getting smaller. Man. Well, I was having this conversation, you know, Celeste, you know, she always says it, you know, all these people out here with these master's degrees and PhDs thinking they smart. I'm like, having one of these degrees, you know, it might mean you educated. That doesn't necessarily mean you're intelligent, though.
Well, does that mean they're educated wise?
I know that means
when it comes to these lawyers that's been talking, I mean, I'm of the mind to say that they, you know, they retained the information to take the test.
It ain't necessarily so.
Educated idiots.
Shout out to Promoxy, $5 super chat says, truth should equal facts. However, the truth is extremely malleable these days or nowadays. Yeah. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, the book of Trump should be added into the Bible after Revelations.
I don't know about that.
Captain Caveman. Yeah, I don't know about that. $2 super chat says, sorry, these are, come on now, Captain Caveman. You know we don't talk about that.
I'm not even mad at Captain Caveman because there was a point where that it almost slipped out my mouth. Like, y'all are something.
He's like, I'm a work in progress. All right. I understand. I understand, Captain Caveman. Tam G, $5 super chat says, Georgia's my home state. I am sad to see it go under. Glad I'm in Texas, but Texas needs to stand up and not let Texas go blue. May God bless the USA. Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that one, Tam G. Hey, that's why I didn't move to Georgia, man. That's why I didn't move to Georgia. I was like, there's no way I'm moving to that place. No. Shout out to Barbara coming through. Barbara, is that Barbara Edwards? $5 super chat says, you are so right, Crystal. I said, if they elect Lance Bottom for governor, I'll be joining Brother Wise in the home state of Alabama. Come on.
Barbara,
come on down.
Wise has convinced me that I need to start looking over there myself. He's like, listen, this is the move. Don't be hanging out over there. I'm like,
listen, it's not the campaign, it's the election. Georgia, y'all better get your ballots right.
Get it right.
Remember, Stacey Abrams gained 40 pounds, allegedly going door to door, signing up 1 million people to vote. I've never seen anybody gain weight in a campaign, but allegedly she signed 1 million people to vote. That was supposed to explain why that election went the way it did. Georgia, get your ballots together.
Get it together.
Eric Remind, $2 super chat says they do not want separation because benefits stop. Yeah, they don't want that.
Yeah, because they would let those people that they say are racist that want their own white town, they would let them go, but they don't want to let them go. They're like, well, we should be allowed to come there. Why? If they're racist, why would you want to live there?
Please, them folks, man, come on, man, stop that. Kenneth Moles coming through. Brian Kemp is a horrible governor. So how much worse can any others be?
Let me explain how that works. Brian Kemp is not great, but Brian Kemp still has to capitulate to the party that he says that he belongs to, even though he has some behaviors that belong to the other side. So he still has to capitulate to his Republican constituents. So he is not horrendous. There's a lot of things that he's done that I'm just like, sir, but to move from Ahab and then take on Jezebel, that's just crazy work. Ahab is like light work compared to Jezebel.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Only in the Democrat Party can you fail forward. That's only in the Democrat Party can you fail upwards, man. I mean, you see it happen over and over again. There'll be a failure in some kind of way. They're in the next seat up. Like, how? Like, how does this happen?
Make it make sense.
Shout out to Mrs. C said, I left Houston over 20 years ago and moved to Alabama. Best choice I ever made. Look at that. See, y'all getting confirmation. I'm trying to tell you, y'all getting confirmation over here these days. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen Out Recovery channel with the $11 super chat says, meanwhile, Juneteenth weekend in Chicago, 40 people pop, 8 unalived, 1 mass popping, 13 pop, including children. Everyone involved was black. No BLM, no dim politicians screaming racism.
Of course,
zero media coverage on this. You're absolutely right, Jeff.
That's when they like stats. They like the stat that says, well, everybody in proximity to each other kills each other. So, you know, there's white on white crime, there's black on black crime. And I'm just like, they use stats when they want to use them, but then when it doesn't work with them, they don't like to use the stats.
Yes, and here's the problem. It's not the stat, it's the number. So it is true that everybody in proximity kills people who look like them or who are in proximity to them. So if you're in a community where in 10 years you've had 2 deaths that were approximately close to you, as opposed to when you got this 42 a weekend who were approximately close to you, there is a significant difference in that. Because we know that human beings, we can't have 100% compliance 100% of the time. There will always be aberrations. We understand that. There is a normal rate of aberrations. There's a normal rate of saying, hey, out of 100 people, 2 are going to be a little, and that's the best we probably possibly can get. There is something completely abnormal with saying out of 100, 60 are going to be, no, something's wrong with that population.
Yeah, something's crazy wrong.
It may be their culture, it may be whatever, but you got to have an honest conversation and figure out why that is happening.
And the crazy thing, this is just Chicago only. That's not including other places. This is just Chicago.
But that's crazy. The fact that Chicago, the news always does a big spread every time there's a mass shooting anywhere. But literally, there's a mass shooting every weekend in Chicago,
and there's no crickets, no conversations.
Yeah.
Well,
shout out to Kung Fu CJ. Exactly. Shout out to Kung Fu CJ. $2 super chat says that 6.2 can sell for $8K, or more. Yeah. You're talking about the motor. You're talking about the motor. It can sell for $8,000 or more. I heard a little higher. I guess on the black market, maybe they cut the price down so everybody else can get a piece. Shout out to Alexander Bryant. $2 super chat says, "Wow, that's crazy." All right. Leo Girl says, there is no black culture or white culture. It's American culture, and bad behavior is simply bad behavior. Thank you, Leo.
Amen.
Come on. Get with you on that one. Uncle Darnell coming through, $10 super chat. To Celeste's point, the talk of segregation is dangerous because it's a small percentage of bad apples misrepping the whole. A large percentage of us do not deserve to be looked at that way. Now, I'm with you on that one.
I get it, Uncle Darnell. Do you know how many times I had to
be active?
Point my mom had to tell me to stop because on when I was responding, when I would take clips and put it on Instagram, the way that people would attack me thinking I was a Karmelo Anthony supporter. They didn't even listen to the message. They just saw the color of my skin. And immediately I am one of the supporters. And I have to keep defending myself over and over and over again. It starts to get very frustrating that you have to keep defending yourself and saying, no, I don't think like that. But that's why I said what I said. Everyone who has said nothing, you are complicit in this. So now we all have to pay. Like my mom and them says, Peter pays for Paul and Paul pays for all.
I have something to say, Wise. Along the line that Crystal was going, the only one that can save us is God. But there's a prerequisite to that. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. And I mean, there's a prerequisite. I don't think he's just going to move in if we're not willing to
do what he tells us to do.
Yes.
Humble. Yes. And what we do know is these people, they're not humble.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not humble. Shout out to Steve coming through. Steve McMahon, $10 super chat says, I love this channel. Great discussion today. Appreciate you, Steve.
Amen.
Thank you, Captain Caveman. $2 super chat says, I don't try to correct stupidity. I create distance. See, Captain Caveman, he and I, we right here. I'm right there. Hey, I ain't trying to correct you. I'm just trying to get away from you. As soon as I see you cutting a fool, I'm like, well, time to go.
Yeah, you gotta do what you do though, Wise. Because I hopped over 3 counties. And it has not worked because they keep just moving them on down.
They keep coming. You can't get rid of them. That's right.
You gotta, hey, you got to hop some states these days.
Yeah, but
Shout
then
out
they
to
bring their
Eric.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for it. Go for it.
They bring they vote the same way.
Yes.
I talk about that all the time.
Turned Austin blue. I mean, come on.
Me and Wise have had this conversation. I live in what used to be a Republican county. All these counties down here, Charles, Calvert, St. Mary's, these were all Republican counties. And then when they no longer could afford PG County because of how they voted, they just moved on down here and just kept going and going and going. And now they're in the rural suburbs and they got these children from, the urban areas, and they don't have anything to do, right? Because it's not like DC. So they don't have anything to do, and they're just, standing there. And then they go and vote for more government. It used to be 5 executives. Now it's a whole big board. It's just like, oh my God.
Listen, Mika, that is the invasion of the class snatchers. You are living through it.
That's right.
Yeah, no, she's definitely living through it. Well, when you live in the country, the government shouldn't have to make up things for you to do. There's plenty of trees to climb. There's plenty of woods to explore. You got a lot of fishing out there. There's things to do. It's
That's
just,
right. You can do
these
lot.
folks,
No, they're at the Dash Inn and the Piggly Wiggly bothering people.
Yeah, hanging out, asking for $1 or $2. Shout out to Eric Tidewell, $5 super chat says, unfortunately, people love their sin too much. Jesus commanded us to love each other. I pray for people to have eyes to see and ears to hear. I love y'all, man. Appreciate you, Eric.
Amen, Eric.
Shout out to Teddy coming through. $2 super chat says, libs and gutter bunnies from DC have ruined Southern Maryland.
Tell me about it.
Believe it.
It said libs and gutter bunnies.
Yes, because that's what's here. It's either the ones that have those good government jobs, as they say, right? Or it's the ones that got the vouchers. It's either or.
No, everybody from that area says good government jobs.
Good government
job. The only way they say this, you got that
good government job.
You got that. No, it's not. No, Celeste. It's not the government. See, you're too prim and proper. I know you from New England. No, they say them folks down in PG, it's government. You know what I'm saying? There is a B in there.
Yep,
government.
Good government job. So good.
Yeah, I know you prim and proper from up there in New England. No, they got that good government job. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Very true.
I have a slight accent. You might have known.
Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, more Europeans pass away from heat due to lack of air conditioning than gun violence in America. I'll deal with racism in a cool environment. Amen. Shout out to the Basement Jesus, $5 super chat says, you should be able to pass a 9th grade civics test in order to vote.
They took it out. They took
they took 9th grade civics out. They took that out a while ago. I mean, it was in there when I was in high school. We took it. Shout out to Stu coming through, $5 super chat says, the mind your business attitude needs to go. America is our home, and it's our business to ensure people aren't acting a fool in our home. No, amen to that.
Make shaming great again.
Come on.
Yes,
That's right.
I like that. Shout out to Teddy. $2 super chat says the Amazon driver need those 20 hours for those stamps.
They should get in trouble. I'm telling you, all you got to do is call Amazon. They will get.
She should not just be getting in trouble. She should be fired for sure, and she should be paid. She should be forced to pay whatever damage she did to that yard.
That's right.
Yes.
There you go.
Shout out to Darnell Wilkins, $5 super chat says, to Jeff's point, they're still harping on the wrong committed on Karmelo because a white person was involved. Oh yeah, absolutely, Kat.
Yes, I just sent you something that you could check later. They have a whole press release out now, like that just came out, and all of the big wigs of the Black movement, the Angela Rise, the Monique Presley, they have all come out, and they are now going to be funding to get him out.
Can I say this? If these white children would stop hurling themselves on the blades of Black people, we could
exactly.
They have him jumping to throw himself on a blade.
We have somebody in the chat over here saying that he was jumped by four young men.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's already been debunked.
It's like,
that
a
nobody
multitude of
saw
times.
from the shadows.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody
Captain
saw
Caveman,
it.
$2 super chat says, y'all are too calm for me. They stole an engine.
What do you want us to do?
Shout out to Rookie coming through. $2 super chat says, from first electrically lighted city in the world. All right, now appreciate you. Shout out to Pisces Gal. $10 super chat says, America plus the rest of the countries worldwide aren't perfect. Countries are run by people, and there's no such thing as perfect people. I will never deny that America is the best in the world. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Pisces. Shout out to Teddy. $2 super chat says, they stole my cousin's door off of Camry in Waldorf.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Yep, because water, see, and I knew that moving to Southern Maryland, I said, absolutely not. Will I be right there on the border of PG County? I won't do it. I won't do it, because when they move, that's the first place
That's
they're
the
going
first
to go.
place. Waldorf was first. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Sin Sin. $5 super chat says, Jesus gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth. So the equation is we're to hear more than we speak. Yeah. Shout out to Pisces Gal. $5 super chat says, everyone has an opinion, and opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they're very stinky. Thank you, Pisces Gal. We appreciate you. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button for me. I want to play this last little clip here, and then we're going to get ready to get up out of here. We don't have to spend too much time here, but there is a study that came out via CNN that said that basically when it comes to the flag and when it comes to the appreciation of America, that liberals are, they're polling extremely low, when it comes to love for America. So I want to play this clip for you guys and get your thoughts.
4th of July, and I have for quite some time. I hate the 4th of July, and I have for quite some time. I am not patriotic, and if you are one of those America's the best country on earth, you get out of America if you don't like it. Keep scrolling, bitch. No one wants to hear from you here. And fireworks, they're boring, okay? The ones you do at home, boring. And most states, they're illegal to do the ones that are fun. The ones that you see on, like, the riverbank, those are fun, okay? There's a lot of booms. But the ones you set off at home that you can hardly see because you start doing them at 3 p.m. like a psychopath, you're wasting your money. Just stupid. I now live in a neighborhood that starts these celebrations on the 12th of June and goes all the way to the 15th of September. Every single day, someone is setting off fireworks. Just stop. There are kids and babies and toddlers trying to sleep. Stop with the fireworks every day for 3 months straight. I'm watching my neighbors put up thousands of dollars of flag-themed shit all over their yard that they bought. All of this disgusting capitalistic consumerism just for a holiday to celebrate America as the best and our freedom and independence. If you're still celebrating the best country on earth after the last couple of weeks, get the hell out of here. Just step off. I don't participate in our neighborhood's communal fireworks show that they set off right in front of our lawn, but I do, on July 5th, go out to my lawn and hobble around like a goblin picking up little pieces of plastic and cardboard and little shells and shit because the kids and the adults who think that these are exciting times aren't picking up after themselves. I hate it. It's fine if you want to have a celebration, like around the 4th, because you have time off and you're spending it with family and you're boozing and you're drinking and you're having shitty food and hot dogs, but like, spending all this money for why? This toxic patriotism and bravado shit? Why? Not picking up after your damn selves? Why? Fireworks every single day for months straight starting at 3 p.m.? Why? Accidentally starting fires in people's yards because you're not paying attention to where your fireworks are going? Why? Crossing state lines to buy fireworks that are illegal in your state just because they're pretty booms? Why?
How patriotic are Americans feeling this morning? With us now, CNN chief data analyst.
We will always remember Lexington and Concord, people. We will always remember it here on CNC.
Patriots Day versus the 4th. We know which one is more important, but the meaning of the 4th. When we asked voters about this, what do most of them say at this point?
This, to me, is one of the most stunning divides that we have seen. You know, we're talking about polarization in politics. It even comes down to what you believe July 4th actually is. Like, what does July 4th mean to you? Celebrate America, friends and family time. Among Republicans, what do you see? You see the clear majority say it's a time to celebrate America, 65%. Among Democrats, however, the plurality disagree. Look at that. What do you see? Friends and family time at 42% versus just 24% who say that what it means most for them is to celebrate America. So even on the basic question of what July 4th means to you, we have Republicans on one end saying celebrate America, more of them say that, and Democrats on the other end saying that it means more to them to have time with friends and family.
What do they say about the flag?
Yeah, okay, so what do they say about the flag? Even on the basic level of flag, look at this. Look at how we have an increasing polarization on this issue. We'll display the flag on July 4th, the American flag. Back in July of 2001, look at this. You had 68% of Republicans, 65% of Democrats saying that they would, in fact, display the flag on July 4th. You come over to this side of the screen, Republicans basically are where they were 25 years ago, right? 64%. But look at that Democratic percentage, absolutely plummeting. Just 27% of Democrats say they will, in fact, display the flag on July 4th. Democrats and Republicans in different camps, even on the simple question of displaying the flag on July 4th, a polarization, a split that, simply put, did not exist a generation ago.
What about the sloganeering about proud to be an American?
Okay, what about this idea, are you proud to be an American? Extremely or very proud to be an American? Again, look at this divide, a growing divide on this question. Back in January of 2001, 90% of Republicans, 85% of Democrats. This was after a very contentious 2000 election, keep in mind, right, with George W. Bush coming into the White House. You come over to this side of the screen in 2026. Look at this. Again, the Democratic percentage absolutely plummets to just 29% of Democrats say they're extremely or very proud to be an American. That Republican percentage, the exact same, 90 and 90. The Democratic percentage, what is that? That's basically a third of the level that it was just 25 years ago.
I think you're right to point out this was a time when Democrats might have been feeling badly about the course of the country. Still, 85% said they were proud to be American. Something's changed.
Something has absolutely changed, despite the fact that contentious time then, a contentious time now, and yet Democrats, that extremely very pride number has absolutely plummeted.
That is crazy, man. When you look at those numbers, less than 30% of liberals or Democrats, love this country or have any type of reverence for our nation. I think that's very, very concerning. Nanny, we'll give you the first word. We'll go around the horn, and I ask that you guys don't keep it too lengthy.
It's the leadership that's lying to the public. I mean, they talk about how bad everything is, how horrible it is, and then people are buying into it.
That's right.
Mika?
I only have two things. That woman must have never lived near any hood. Nobody does more fireworks and gunshots in the hood. The other thing is, why are white liberal women so upset? I've never seen a group of people that get everything that they want and they're still upset. There is a mental illness there. And I just would like to ask, what is the problem? Because absolutely, is there nothing going on? There's like you have gotten everything that you have pretty much asked for. Shouldn't have, but you have. What is the problem? And this is what befuddles me every day. So I would just like someone, if they're in the on the panel or in the chat, what is their actual issue?
They're just angry. They're just angry. I don't understand.
I think they've been sold a ton of propaganda.
Yes.
And because mainstream media, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Mainstream media is anti-America.
That's right.
Even when you think about everything that's going on that has transpired over the past 2 weeks since the World Cup has started, you can't find any coverage from CNN, on the positive words that people from outside of our nation have said. You can't find any coverage. The only legacy media outlet that's actually covering this is Fox. I think Newsmax is covering it a little bit, but Fox is really the only one where you're going to find this type of coverage about people showing just surprise and reverence for our nation, because legacy media is full of a bunch of Marxists and communists out there. So
that's right.
And when you got a bunch of people that is being force fed this, over and over again, they start to believe it. And then you also add in the fact that I don't know what the percentage is, but I would assume that there's a large percentage, of these quote unquote liberals that are, college indoctrinated.
Come on, you're gonna steal all my thoughts.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying,
I feel you.
You're right, brother.
but
You're right.
how much of, how many of these people, or what's the percentage of these people that, are college graduates, or at least attended college? They don't even have to graduate. Just if they attended for a semester or two, they've been indoctrinated.
Right.
So, Minister Jens, I'll give you the next word. I'm sorry, I'm still in all your
it's not just that. You're right, brother. I'm going to say that the politicians are doing it. The education system is doing it, not just college, but also in the high school and junior high school. All these liberal teachers are pumping all this crap in people's heads, and the parents ain't doing nothing about it. And so they're developing American hating citizens. This is it's across the board. And then lastly, we ain't doing enough to stop it. Our response, our messaging is not powerful enough. We don't get out there and challenge them when they need to be, whenever they make these stupid statements and whatever they do this dirt, we don't sufficiently challenge them enough to counter it. So that's what's happening now. And I think that's unfortunate, because we got the truth and we got the power on our side. We just need to be more active and not be so hopeless about it. We need to be as bold as they are, as vocal as they are, and hit them wherever they are, go wherever they are, and make a noise.
Celeste?
I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
Yes.
Amen.
So I will just say this to answer Mika's question. You can give these people everything they want, and then you can double it, and they will not be happy. Yeah. Because the reason they are not happy is because they are trying to create a world of perfection. They are trying to be their own gods. And every day reality tells them that they failed. And every day they walk around like Cloudy Holston. Thank you, Crystal. Like Cloudy Holston, realizing that they're not, that this dream where no one was ever going to be sick, and no one was ever going to die, and no one was ever going to be hurt, and no one was ever going to be poor. And like John Lennon said, and imagine that the world was going to live as one. They believed this. And they thought that all of their tactics were going to, taxing us and all that they did to us, the bitter clingers, was going to get them there. And every day they wake up in their cities and they watch their lives deteriorating, and they're mad as heck about it. And they're not just mad at us. They're mad at us. We're the obvious target. But really, they are mad at God.
Amen.
Yes. Amen.
Amen to that. Crystal, we'll give you the last word.
I wrote my notes so I could be quick, but not hurry. Okay. The Lord said multiple times in the Bible, tell your children, I'll take one from Joel chapter 1, verse 3. Tell your children about it, and let your children tell their children and their children to the next generation, because we're supposed to be pouring into our children constantly. So it's passing down from generation to generation to generation. But somehow along the line, there was a gap, and the indoctrination happened in the schools, because all of the Marxists came in and they became educators, and they started pouring into our children. And so now our children are growing up and they hate America. I am proud to be an American. I am so thankful. This is where the Lord decided that he would have me. And the thing is, the Lord says in Numbers that the people complained about their hardships and the hearings of the Lord. And when he heard them, his anger was aroused. The Lord hates complaining. And all y'all do is complain and complain and complain and complain. He hates it. But it's so interesting. You don't want to celebrate the 4th of July, but you want to have 1,001 pride parades all over the place. The amount of alphabet community events that goes across every month, there's some kind of alphabet isms going on. You're all pro that. You're a pro every type of race relations type holiday. Black history, Black Music Month, Hispanic history. Don't forget the AAP. Like, you want all of those things, but you don't want to celebrate your home. your nation,
Crazy.
the nation that many people will fight to come to get to. If they could get, I heard a guy yesterday, he enjoyed his Waffle House so much. He was like, "Can I get a green card, please?"
Crystal, get him one. Get him one, Crystal. We need him.
Right? So to me, it's so sad that y'all would rather hate the place that the Lord clearly chose for you to live in. And you sit down and you spit in God's face and say, "You're stupid. We hate you. We can't believe you put us here." I want y'all to know that God is marking every bit of that down. And I will remind you all over and over again, your unbelief in God does not exempt you for the consequences that he's already put out in the Bible.
Right.
Okay?
Absolutely.
You will still face those consequences. So instead of being so hateful, so angry, so ungrateful for all the things that he has blessed you with, start every day and finding something to be grateful for.
Amen.
This woman is crying about the fireworks and this and that. Be grateful that you actually have the freedom to actually say the stuff that you're saying online.
Come
because
on.
in other countries you couldn't do that. So be grateful instead of complaining about America. Be proud to be an American, because you could have been born in North Korea, but you're here in the United States. So stop the complaining. And everyone needs to be proud to be in. Every one of us should have a flag and celebrate 4th of July, because this is our 250th year.
I am proud.
Celebrate like ain't no other.
Me too.
Okay? Because God blessed us with this nation.
Right.
And he blessed us in a nation that is a Christian nation. Remember that. Regardless of what these other people are trying to do in America, this is still a Christian nation. This nation has the most Christians in the world. Remember that.
And you can still leave if you don't like it here.
Yes, why don't they? They keep promising they're leaving.
Come on, right?
Well, they do, and then
Come
reality
back.
slaps them in the face, and they got to come back in, and they're angry about that.
That too.
Well, there is some videos. I was actually going to cover it. Maybe we'll do it on Thursday, about the folks that decided that they were going to leave the country, and they went over to Africa and came back, and they come to a realization very quickly, like, this ain't what we were told.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? We weren't told it was going to be like this. We thought we was going to the homeland with our brothers and sisters. They don't see us as brothers and sisters,
But I bet they don't come back and get a brain. I bet you they're still blue when they come back.
Yeah, they come back with those same shenanigans.
Yes.
You already know.
I keep saying their citizenship, when they decide to leave for this foolishness, their citizenship should be revoked.
Yes.
I'll vote for that.
They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare.
It should be, though.
They wouldn't.
I think we're the only country that does that dual thing. It's not too many countries that do it. I'm not aware of how many, but I do know it's not that many, because a lot of people don't want you doing that back and forth, that back and forth, that back and forth. Yeah, it's just absolutely
I don't think we
insane.
should. I think we should do away with the dual citizenship as well. You got to choose one.
Of course.
You got to choose one. I think we should do away with it as well.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna read some super chats. We're gonna get ready to get out of here.
Trying to get double benefits.
Right?
Just greedy.
Shout out to my brother Jeff. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says, most impoverished in this country have big screen TVs, 2 cars, and cable. Oh, don't forget internet. They got internet too. That's not impoverished. That's unmotivated. And shout out to Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. I got the hat, and I also got the gift cards. On Thursday, we will be doing a raffle. We got 2 $50 gift cards that we'll be giving away on Thursday.
Yeah.
Think y'all make sure y'all show Jeff some love in the chat, because he sent these over to me to make sure that we give to you guys. So we have let me see here. One from Outback, and one from Texas Roadhouse. I know I know Mika, you too bougie. I know the 1% don't frequent these places.
No.
But,
I am a Longhorn girl. Okay.
I'm a Longhorn girl too.
Okay.
But I do love a blooming onion.
Roadhouse.
I like Longhorn.
I do like a blooming onion though.
I would just like to tell you all, if you can, they have some kind of cinnamon butter at Texas Roadhouse. They give you the warm bread. They give it to you with this cinnamon butter.
Look at that. Look at Celeste showing her American privilege, because that bread is free and the butter's free, and you get some free peanuts over there too.
I did a video on that. I was cracking up. He said, y'all don't like Texas Roadhouse? What is wrong with you? The bread. And he said, this is free. I said, what?
Wow.
I was like, wow.
That warm bread with that cinnamon butter. Oh, it's but you're right. I am saying that, because think about it. regardless of your race, you were probably going to be a slave somewhere at some point in history. So since you couldn't avoid that, I'm very happy my folks did it here.
Amen.
And
Amen.
again,
Me
if
too.
we go back, I will offer a cool dip award.
I'm not messing with you, yo.
We ain't going back. We ain't going back.
Shout out to CH coming through. $5 super chat says, regarding stealing, we had our fire hydrant stolen during the night. Shaking my head. A fire hydrant?
A fire hydrant?
Those are heavy.
And that's hard to break
Stealing
up.
anything nowadays, don't they?
Oh my
Man.
What talent, right?
Y'all
What
got
talent?
that's a serious crackhead right there. Y'all know crackheads can steal anything. You know what I'm saying? They can steal anything. We had a booster in Atlanta. His name was Low. That's what he went by anyway. He said that he was the best booster in Atlanta. He could get you anything. I'm telling you, crackheads are some of the most
talented people around.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me? I seen that dude coming down, walking down. Oh, very resourceful. I seen that dude walking down with a daggone washer and dryer on his back, bro. So he's like, hey, I got this washer and dryer. He got a washer for sale.
That's crazy.
Hey, where did you find that?
Right?
You can't make this stuff up, man. I'm telling you, man. You cannot make this stuff up. The things that you see in these, I'm telling you, you can't make it up, man.
I just love that his name was Low.
His name was Low, man. Hey,
He appropriately, he just said, "This is it for me. So let me go
Rock
with
bottom.
the whole, right.
Rock bottom, right?
My name,
hey,
my,
he said,
my behavior,
the best
all gonna match."
booster in Atlanta. Best
Shout
booster.
out to Low.
One of my homeboys owned a car wash on Memorial Drive. If you know, you know. Back in the day, it was the spot. You go to the car wash, you could literally get everything. You go get your car wash, but there's gonna be a couple other vendors out there, street vendors out there selling a little bit of everything. And you get your car wash, and then you can get your bootleg DVDs and CDs. You know, there's a Christmas tree man. You know what I'm saying out there. You
Not
know,
Christmas tree.
there's a Christmas
Shanae,
tree
do your
man out
nails
there.
for you. Shanae,
You know,
do your nails for you.
it's crazy. It's crazy. You got people selling everything out there, man. And then Low would always come through with something, man. I've seen that dude come through with a washer, dryer. I've seen him come through with a stove. He come through with a whole stove. Like, yo, I got this stove for sale.
Wow.
Crazy. Wow.
I'll tell you, we just see the craziest things. Like, yo, where he get this stuff from? And how is he? And he don't have a car. So, you know.
Human ability, man. Wow. Can you imagine if you can harvest that into something positive, man?
Seriously, man, it's the craziest thing ever, man. You see some, I'm telling you, man, you see some crazy stuff, man. You see some crazy stuff out there.
Wow.
Shout out to Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says, in New York, you have to decipher between fireworks and shots.
That's NBC too. That's why I wish we was.
Yes.
That's right here in Atlanta too. You don't never know what's popping off.
Yeah, yeah, true. Shout out to
Actually,
Jeff.
in the country too, because it's either a hunter or kids shooting off fireworks, or a car backfiring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just duck whenever you hear pop. Just duck.
Jeff said, "Who wants to bet me $100?" Her name is Karen. He's talking about
It
the lady
probably
from the
is.
front,
It probably is. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Post of Pops coming through. Fireworks for 2 months is ridiculous, but not as ridiculous her anti-American rant. Yeah,
come on, that's right.
No, because you cannot waste your fireworks now. You got to have
exactly
keep using them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they go bad if you don't use them. So people just pop them off until they don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
It says Nina for Christ says she is a spoiled brat, don't understand all the rights and privileges she has here in America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of those folks out here, man.
Send her on a trip. Send her on a trip for a temporary trip. Let her experience it.
Yeah, let her get a chance to see it. Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says that 71% non-pride was illegal immigrant votes. Shout out to Logan P. Logan coming through. Brand new subscriber. See you all next time or soon if I miss the very next time. God bless, man. Appreciate you, Logan. Appreciate you pulling up, hanging out with us, man.
Hey,
Make sure y'all show Logan some love in the chat. Yes, ma'am.
There's a I guess it's a skit, but these two guys, they're standing in the middle of the road in some town, and they're hanging over like they're the people in LA, and they're like, this is us trying to act like we're on fentanyl so we can lower the property value so I can buy one of these houses. I say,
Oh,
you know
Lord.
what? They're just in the middle of the street light and they're hanging over. I have to send that to you so you can do a reaction to it.
Please,
They was like,
please.
they're going to lower the property value. I was like, that ain't going to work. LA's still high.
Thanks, M State said that they sell that cinnamon butter at Kroger.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord, you don't need that just at the restaurant. You don't need that for the house. Come on now.
I'm doing it. Do it on
Oh
biscuit.
my goodness.
Like the people that buy the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah.
Why are we
And
judging
for
me?
my-
Why are we judging me though? Just because I have the Chick-fil-A sauce and the Polynesian sitting here in my house. Why are we judging now?
Thank you, Eric, for the $2 super chat. Says, anyone see Politburo cover the reflecting pool?
I just did the reflecting pool yesterday because I just
Are you talking about the people that were out there protesting and acting the fool and trying to?
the crazy people walking around algae. God wants algae. I'm like, if y'all don't sit down and shut up, y'all are
They've been out there for weeks now because when I went to the UFC event, they were out there and this is before it was, green, which is making me think they did something, but they were out there and they were just like, look at this. This is what my money is being spent on. And I'm just like, but your money is being spent on many things that you don't ask about.
Yeah.
And so this is just, a pool.
Yeah.
14 million. You have 800 million going to Ukraine and you're fine with that.
Brother Weiss, I'll send you the video where Scott Jennings is dealing with a lady who said during Obama there was never algae. Algae never existed.
Oh yes.
CNN, and Scott was just like, Scott always
algae went away.
Yep. She said there was no algae on Obama.
This is only in reaction to the fact that so many videos came out about people thanking Trump for cleaning up DC, cleaning up the monuments and all of the places where the tourists go and showing it. And all of a sudden, now there's algae in the reflecting pool. So I think this is just retaliation.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Was too old. That Olympian in his 60s out there doing that foolishness. You too old. Too old.
Oh, that's a bunch of them out there though. Shout out to Captain Caveman. $2 super chat says more pride of ungodly things than an American. Shaking my head. Yeah.
Very true.
Thank you, Uncle Darnell. $5 super chat says all those stats are the result of TDS. That's what is happening.
No doubt.
Shout out to Miss Tate coming through. $10 super chat says you all are a wealth of knowledge. Please start hosting quarterly local town hall meetings, education sessions. People are lost, confused, and turning toward the unpopular messaging, evil, and don't realize it. Yeah,
don't realize it. Go down.
I will be bubble wrapped. You know I can't go like that. Yes. I said before them people, they crazy.
I'm saying I will do it eventually. Once I get some security, because everybody says I really don't care, and I'll say whatever, and people might come.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
keep your hand on your head.
Yeah, Steve Edminster, $5 super chat says Democrats would rather celebrate that beautiful library that just opened.
Oh,
you see that?
You mean that trash can?
That was a good one.
Did you see
trash?
Somebody
Didn't
showed
get
me
paid
that
for?
it looks like what did y'all say was chat? The Azkaban the thing from Harry Potter. Did you see that? It looks exactly like the Harry Potter prison.
Oh man.
Yes.
I believe
yes.
Yes.
Well,
shout out to Madam Vanderstelt coming through. $2 super chat says get back to patriotism following 9/11. Yeah.
And Black.
Shout out to Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says these people will claim to hate billionaires, then turn around and stand on a line around a block to buy a Powerball ticket with $1 billion prize. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And I promise you that if they were to win the money, they wouldn't be trying to worry about solving world hunger and all these other types of things. They'd be spending it on themselves. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Al-Anon Recovery Channel said $11 super chat says Kamala supporting pro-choicing, America loathing, tree hugging, global warming believing, BLM loving, open borders caring.
That part.
All right, now. I ain't even mad at that one.
That was a whole bar.
Shout out to God's Family Home Church. $2 super chat says not angry, oppressed, and or possessed by demons.
Yep.
Oh, I think more on the possession side of things. Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Shout out to Sin $2 super chat says, Amen, Crystal. God bless ARP family. I love y'all. Thank you, sis.
Amen.
Appreciate you, sister. Shout out to Steve coming through. $10 super chat says the Democrat Party has become a haunt for demons.
That's
right.
That sounds about right to me. Shout out to Nicholas coming through with the $2 super sticker. Appreciate you.
Ace.
Captain Caveman, $2 super chat says a crackhead will sell you a house with a legit deed for $25.
He done figured out all the legalities.
Yo, Captain Cave. Thank you, Captain Caveman.
I told you
That was
messy.
funny. That was funny.
Shout out to Teddy Marcel, $2 super chat says Prime Day is every day when you know a crackhead. Oh man.
Oh, y'all on a roll, man. Y'all on a roll.
Oh, man. Hey, if you grew up in those areas, there was a time. If you grew up in one of those areas, Teddy is right. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
Prime Day. Oh man, they would have everything, man.
They had everything. They had
They
socks.
would take orders. That's what Lowe. Hey, I'm telling you, Lowe said he is the best. He was the best booster in Atlanta, and he would take orders. You know, he could get you. He's like, yo, I can get you anything. I can get you anything
See that
for the
guy
right
on
price.
Martin? We got Martin. He opens his
Hustle
coat.
man.
Hustle man.
Hustle man.
Yeah. Free range chicken. Free range chicken. What does that
I
mean?
love the
That
free
means it's free for me. It's gonna call you in the range of 5 to 10. Yeah.
Hustle man.
Shout out to T Paul coming through. $20 super chat says we are his sheep in a free country. Always got it by his light. Thank you, panel. Great way to start my day. God blessings.
God bless
all.
you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Appreciate you, T Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
And shout out to Krista Loves Torah coming through. $10 super chat. Thank you. Or super sticker, more or less. Thank you very much. Pisces Gal, $5 super chat says fireworks are great, but we must be mindful to veterans residing in our neighborhood going through PTSD. I will not be mindful to unpatriotic brats. No, I'm with her on that one. Yeah, I can get with you on that one.
Listen, I loaded up on my CBD for my dog on that too, because that's rough on them too.
On the pets. Yeah. My dog, he don't like he don't like the loud booms and all that type of stuff. He don't care for it either. Cap America, $10 super chat says, how is that you need an ID to visit Obama library, but it's racist to need it to vote?
Yeah, and
that was nice.
Just with that, it's also ironic that they opened the ceremony with it's on stolen land. Meanwhile, they actually stole it.
It is on
land.
Exactly.
But it's not just racist. I'm sorry. It's also misogynist, because remember, women can't get IDs too. So don't forget that portion. I forgot that portion. Women can't get IDs either.
Computer is. It's absolutely insane. Like it's a library with, it's kind of like, what's that show, The Real Housewives, when they said, who is this person that had fashions with no fashions? How you have a library with no documents, no book?
Right. That's not what it's for. Okay, they need a place to hold the seance.
I can tell y'all that is a whole altar right there. Listen, all the Christians, y'all better not find yourself in there. Y'all might walk
Exactly. Yeah.
Shout out to Tars Prince, $5 super chat says Lenny from Good Times. He opens his coat, shows his merch.
My name is Lenny, and I got plenty.
That's right. Yeah. Y'all got it. Yes.
Y'all terrible, man. Y'all are terrible. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us. Hit the like button on the way out the door. I'm not sure exactly where we are with the likes count, but hit the like button. Also, if you have been subscribed, just make sure you double check, because for whatever reason, there are unsubscribed some folks. So just make sure that you are currently subscribed or actively subscribed to the channel. And if for whatever reason the channel hasn't, come across your feed or something, just on purpose, go watch like 2 videos back to back. You'll toss us right back in the algorithm, and then you'll get a chance to see us all over again. So we appreciate you. Thank you, Nanny, for pulling up, hanging out with us today, taking over. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Bless you.
Hopefully,
happy to hang with you.
Hopefully you won't, get out of here and be like, I ain't never going back over there again, hanging out with you.
Nah, I had fun.
Back with us again. Thank you, Crystal, Celeste, Minister Danzel. Thank you, Mika, for pulling up today. I know Mika She said she wanted a segment. I'm still waiting on, we need a name. Give me a name, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, I got it.
it.
I was working on it today. This weekend
Okay.
was Father's Day weekend, so yeah.
Yeah, of course. No, you got to handle business. Take care of pops. I gotta say, for Father's Day, wifey hooked it up, man. I had one of my homeboys come through. She hooked up. We had the charcuterie board hooked up, man. Wifey did the daggone thing. So thank you, wifey, for hooking us up.
Kudos to the wife.
It was a good day. Good day on Sunday. Good day.
Amen.
Nice little barbecue. We chilled, relaxed. We had some good food. Wifey hooked it up. It was really good.
Everybody that saw the picture of my dad and in my post, that is me with the glasses. I know y'all don't recognize me because make a comment. Where are you in the pictures? I'm all through those pictures. That was Crystal when she was a kid. She wore big glasses. She was like the female Steve Urkel. Yes, that was me.
I gotta go look at it now. At it now.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this. How many of you guys watched the game on Friday?
I didn't see it.
Y'all watched the game? Y'all didn't watch the game on Friday, did you? Y'all didn't watch the game. Hey, man, U.S. once again put on another clinic, man. Great match on Friday. They won 2-0. But I wanted to show this real quick before we get out of here. I'm glad it crossed my mind real quick. But this is what happened after the game.
They're praying?
Are they praying?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Praise God.
Tyler Adams, that midfield really won the game for us. But all I can do is take my hats off to this team. I'm really impressed and inspired.
Amen.
I'm telling you. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a movie, and thank you. I can't remember who it was that corrected us. What in the world is going on? What just happened?
It's B.
Okay.
It's StreamYard.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys recall the movie Miracle from the Lake Placid Winter Olympics. I think that was 1980. I believe I was correct. I said 84, but I believe it was 1980. Team USA hockey team. At that time, they weren't really known for hockey like that, but some kind of way found a way to win the gold against Russia. And it was huge, and they call it the Miracle. And I think we might be on that same. We're on that same trajectory right now. I think we are, man. I think we are, man. And I say it all the time. When God's in it, man, there's no limit. And a lot of people are frustrated. They're upset that Team USA, they're praying. They're praising the Lord before and after. And there's a lot of people, that are a part of this team that are Christians. As you can see, the entire team got together and they circled up. And a lot of people, I'm like, man, and the way that these youngins are playing, this is hands down the best that I've ever seen them play.
Wow.
And a lot of folks that have been watching this for a lot longer than I've been watching, they're saying this might be one of the best teams that Team USA has put together. So I think we got a really legit chance to make a real run, this time. Jesus. And, goodness gracious, that would be amazing if we could mess around and win the World Cup.
You hear what I told you the other day? And I know people didn't take it seriously because they know I'm a Knicks fan. But I told y'all that's a praying team. That's how I honestly believe that's how the Knicks won.
Wow.
Like Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell prays with Josh Hart. He prays with Jalen. Like that's a praying team. Wow. And I said, now you turn around and you see the USA team, the US men's soccer team. They are praying. They're holding Bible studies. They actually share their Bible studies online. Their chaplain or one of the guys that work with them said they share the Bible studies online. So this is another praying team. I'm telling you, this is God showing y'all.
Come on, Jesus.
We win. I'm going to cover this story later, but look what just happened with the MLB. The MLB came out and apologized to the Christian player. I'm telling you, God is winning. Yes, God is winning, and God is
Amen.
I do think that there needs to be some adjustment when it comes to the EEOC. There needs to be some adjustment because right now there is no protection for around this pride stuff, these pride celebrations in the office. The right now workers do not have protection. So if you are, if you follow a certain religion or something along those lines that is not in alignment, with these quote unquote pride celebrations, things of that nature, as per the law, they can still force you to participate in these because it goes one way. So right now, as per the EEOC, a company can't force its religion on you, but they can force this, this quote unquote, because it falls under the DEI category. So they can push that on you. So, because I had to go back and do some additional research on that. So I do think that that is something that needs to change, within the rules or, around, that EEOC, and add it right there in with the same thing that, with the, religious affiliations. A company can't force you to participate in whatever religious, activity they may have. And I think it should be the same thing here. So that's something that they need to look at, as per the EEOC. And maybe that's something they'll lean into, especially if we can, some kind of way, get that super majority in the Senate. At that point, they'll be able to pretty much pass anything they want to.
But why they already they already know, a lot of these companies already know that, because if you are a Muslim and you don't want to participate, they understand why, because that religion doesn't participate in pride and things like that. So you can clearly see what they're trying to do. They're focusing in on one religion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're focusing on Christians, only. But I mean, it'd be great that in the EOC they just clarify the protections, so therefore, you don't even have those issues. You don't even have those issues anymore. Right. So, yeah, but I am appreciative that MLB did come out and apologize. Just letting me know, like, hey, if these guys feel this way, based off their religion, they should not have to rock this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It shouldn't be anyway.
And I think and now that MLB did it, I hope NBA players and NFL players, like, y'all stand up and stop cowering, because as I said, we serve the one true living God.
That's right.
Yes.
You should never be afraid of these people. Never.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. No, you're absolutely right there. So, all righty. Well, we appreciate you guys pulling up again. Hit the like button on the way out the building, man. Shout out to the crew that pulled up and hung out with us today for just slightly over 3 hours. We're working on tightening up the time, but for whatever reason, we just can't get there. Goodness gracious, man. But we're working on it. Slowly but surely, we're going to get there. Slowly but surely, we're going to get there, man. But we appreciate you guys. Lord willing, we will be back at this thing on Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check us out. Come hang out with us. It will be the call-in day. Also, raffle day. Shout out to my brother Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to get one of these $50 gift cards, Texas Roadhouse or Outback. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't have those too sedity folks, that's too sedity to hit
I'm bougie,
spots
but
up,
I do like a good fried Outback.
I'd like to apply for the Texas Roadhouse of the, can I put hashtag ARP?
You can't participate, ma'am. You can't participate, ma'am.
Log into the other.
Modern.
Now, Nanny, you can. You'll be back. You'll be modding on Thursday, but no, Crystal, no. Plus, you know what? I'm not going there with
Let me know when y'all get Longhorn.
Now we're gonna have to fight Crystal, because
that's what I'm saying. That'll be the day, because if you'll see me, you'll be like, okay, y'all, it was so nice seeing y'all, and I'm off the panel.
What was it? Which one?
Longhorn.
Hey, Jeff, you heard that. We need the Longhorn now. We need the Longhorn. Go on and hook us up, man. So y'all make sure y'all show Jeff some love for providing the gift cards for the raffle. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Thursdays. One, I get an opportunity to speak with you all, but I love the raffle aspect of it. I love being able to give something to you all that support what we're doing over here on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So we appreciate that. So I love having that opportunity to give you guys something. So it's huge. It makes me feel good, man. I like to give. So it makes me feel good. And for those that don't know, Jeff, Jeff's love language is to give. That man, he'll give you his car, if you needed one. Maybe.
Jeff, we got to strengthen our friendship.
That's what I told Jeff. I was like, hey, just know, hey, I'm officially adopted. I'm in the family now. He's officially adopted. I'm in the family now. So, yeah, Jeff's a great dude, though, man. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, God's Family Home Church asks, how do you get on the raffle? Pull up on Thursday. You got to go to the main. Well, I don't know if you can do it from the cell phone, but for sure,
you can do it for the cell
for both. Yep. Okay. So as long as you're on the stream, either, whether it's the cell phone stream or the main stream, either one, we keep it simple. It's hashtag ARP family. You'll see it. We'll discuss it on Thursday. And up to this point, man, everybody has received their gifts, even, the ones that Celeste, they were waiting on for Celeste. She even got on top of it. So,
and by the way, I sent your book back yesterday. So,
you know, so even Celeste has been on top
Let
of
him know,
things,
sis.
you know.
Let him know, sis. Let him know.
right. And when you get it, you know you need to take a picture and put it in the chat. So this whole narrative that they built about me, destroy
Shut
that.
it down, right?
They're attacking it. That's right.
Shout out to Ms. Officer coming through, $5 super chat, says salute to President Trump. He just opened up non-violent felon 2A gun rights restorations after 32 years. Info at Legal Gangsta Network. Okay.
Best president in history.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's close at this point. I don't know if it's close. But we do appreciate you guys. Don't put hashtag ARP family right now. The raffle's on Thursday, not today. Okay. Raffle's on Thursday, not today. All right. And I will announce it. I'll let it be known. Like, hey, today, obviously, Collins Show, raffle day. Start putting in hashtag ARP family. I will let you guys know. Also, go over and support, you know, the merch store. Go over there. It's 25% off today. It's 25% off actually all the rest of this month and the rest of July. Get 25%. You type in hashtag ARP family. Go over to arpfamilymerch.com. Pick you up something. 25% off pretty much throughout the summer. So we do appreciate you guys and thank you guys so much for supporting what we're doing over here. So we'll see you guys on Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Go outside, go touch some grass. And as always, man, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.